Magic trick as your dungeon master appears for another episode of High Rollers D&D. Welcome, dear friends.
That's Mark!
It's me, Mark Humes.
Oh, he's behind the shroud!
I could not see him.
Sherlock Humes. Welcome. I'm the dungeon master for today's episode of High Rollers D&D, as always. And I'm joined, as always, by my wonderful friends.
As always.
Ooh, lovely.
Hiya.
We've got a Chris Trott and a Kim.
Hiya.
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 And on the other side, we've got a Tommy H and a wee Annan. Sadly, no Katie this week. She's not feeling very well. So, wave, say hi, Rhiannon. Rhiannon's back, everyone. Rhiannon's back. Kim's back.
I'm back.
Tom's back.
Tom's back.
Tom's back.
John's back.
Where's
Tom's
John?
back.
It's me. Sam's
Behind
just
a
like,
veil.
Stop.
before we continue on with any shenanigans, we do have a sponsor this week. And once again, this episode of High Rollers is brought to you by D&D in a Castle. Now, we're not going to play the video. We might play in the break. But actually, guys, I've been studying on guided meditations lately.
We lift the music a little for this. I think
yeah.
it deserves a little bit.
Well, and I was hoping that I could like sort of try it out on you guys, and I could see what you kind of think and get your opinions before I start kind of approaching like apps and voiceover studios and stuff. So like, if we got like some nice dreamy, relaxing music.
I've got some here if Sam wants to lift up the music for us.
Is it quite quiet?
Here it comes.
All right, okay,
I'm already
wonderful.
feeling so serene.
All right, so if everyone at home and you guys here in the studio, if you could just sort of close your eyes for a minute, okay?
Okay, yeah.
And just let my sort of dulcet tones.
Oh my god.
Wonderful,
It's
yeah.
good
Get it
to
all
get it
out.
out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got to exhale.
I just shit myself.
Yeah, brilliantly. And you can focus on the other guys, Sam, because I'm going to be speaking. Don't ruin the illusion. Let your mind relax.
Yeah.
Feel any tension leave your body. And picture yourself on a gravel path. The path winds through gorgeous English countryside. Birds sing in the nearby ancient oaks. And floral wildflowers provide a wonderful scent.
Smell them.
Stone gravel crunches underfoot as you walk along. And in your hands, you clutch thick tomes and bags of colourful, lucky dice of all different shapes.
I'm grabbing my
and
big
sizes.
dice. They're so sweaty.
It's like they're really there.
The path you're on leads you to a castle, an authentic English castle.
Oh, I'm in
14th
England.
century. Its worn stone walls are inviting. Rich plush curtains cover tall arched windows, and you see many faces, friendly strangers, and others that you have seen on the internet, such as B. Dave Walters,
I know
Mark
that.
Meir, Jenny D,
know that.
Kate Welch,
I know that.
Eliza Pearl,
I know that.
and many others.
I know those.
Entering the castle, you are greeted by gifts from various D&D and TTRPG sponsors.
Oh my god.
The castle is beautiful and immersive. You are led to a table where you enjoy multiple sessions of a 20-hour D&D campaign run by one of the greatest dungeon masters here at the castle.
Mark Humes?
Delicious meals prepared by the castle's own chefs are brought to you, and there are many activities around the castle to enjoy whilst not playing D&D. You eventually retire to your comfortable, luxurious 5-star hotel room in the castle itself.
So comfy.
And as you lay down on the luxurious sheets, you feel at peace, having begun the vacation of a lifetime. dndinacastle.com. Book now 2022 and 2023. How's everyone feeling? Is everyone feeling relaxed and sort of, calmed and...
That was a really nice thing.
Was that really nice?
It's not
Yeah. Apart from, there was one bit where we were looking at the castles and the curtains were on the outside of the windows in my mind.
In your
Yeah, I really messed up the
That's
picturing of
fine,
that.
that's understandable. But well, I mean, if you want to have a serene, luxurious vacation like that, go to dndinacastle.com and book for 2022, 2023.
I need that for real.
Lovely. Well, thank you,
Authentic.
D&D in a Castle, for sponsoring this episode. A couple of other quick things. Kim, what's that cool shirt you're wearing? Do you want to tell people about this cool shirt?
I'm wearing a cool shirt, y'all.
Nice, cool shirt there, Kim. Where can they
Thanks,
get
Troy.
it?
You can get this on Yogscast Store. I don't know what the
Freshmerch.fm and search for
Kim.
Nano Kim.
Nano Kim.
No, it's on the Yogscast Store. I'm not on Fresh Merch.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
the Yogscast store.
The link is in chat if you're watching this on Twitch. And a big shout out to Nina Serena for designing this. It is amazing.
Cool.
It's kind of representative of my mixed heritage. So we've got Chinese lions and English lions, and also hibiscus, which is the national flower of Malaysia, and roses, which are the national flower of England. Nina smashed out of the park with this design. I love it so much.
Very cool.
And yeah, it's available now on the Yogscast store. Links in chat or in the video. I don't know.
Somewhere.
Maybe.
It'll be somewhere.
I'll abuse that power.
And you can support Kim by grabbing one. So why don't grab one of those lovely shirts?
Do it. Do it.
TwitchCon is next week. I know we've been talking about it loads. I'm sure you're sick of it, but yeah, it's next week. It's finally happening on Saturday at 2:15 CEST, which is European time.
Plus 1 hour.
It's plus 1 hour,
In the
so it's
UK.
1:15 UK time. But CEST, if you want to go online and compare like time zones and when it's going to be in your whatever time zone you're in, CEST, because it is going to be in Amsterdam, is when we're going to be streaming. We're going to be live on Twitch's channel, but also we're going to be at the actual event itself, live on the Glitch Theatre stage. We're joined by Maya and S Major as well, two wonderful streamers. We've gotten a chat with them. They're very excited to be playing with us. And this is going to be a prologue, a kind of sneak peek at Campaign 3, which is still a long ways off. Like, there's, Aerois has still got a lot to be wrapped up and finished off. But for TwitchCon, we wanted to, show off something and get new people excited for a new campaign. So come and check out where you'll get to see the world, the continent of Ilmira. And you'll get to kind of learn a little bit more about it and see some fun stuff. Yeah, so TwitchCon next week. It's going to happen. Does mean no regular high rollers next week, though. So keep that in mind.
I'll allow it.
Allow it.
Campaign
Allow
3
it for-
prologue.
Yeah,
I think that's
absolutely.
a pretty good excuse.
First live show in like 3 years.
Yeah, that's
true.
it. It's going to be a big one. We got costumes. We got cool sets. Like, Twitch have really pulled out all the stops to make this epic for us. So
Background.
yeah, it's going to be definitely one to come and check out.
Yeah.
And then last thing that I just want to say a big thank you and also lots of support for the High Rollers Wiki team, which if you're not familiar with, there is an amazing wiki. It's all fan run and fan made,
Yes.
and it is all the wiki team do an incredible job. They summarize every episode. They also add loads of detail and facts about the world of Aerois, about like our one shots, about everything that we do. You should go and check it out. And Wiki team, we love you. Thank you so much for all your work. I use it all the time. I actually used it today to check on some stuff. Super useful. So thank you very much, Wiki team.
I use it to get the correct spellings for everything that happens in Aerois.
Well, yeah, and sometimes those spellings. Well, if they're not canon, they are when it gets written. So,
Yeah.
because they might not always be what I put, but that doesn't matter. So
I just wind them up
yeah,
every week.
yeah. Why not? Same.
Winding them up earlier today. Hi, Crispy.
But yeah, so just want to say a big thank you to the Wiki team for that.
Big thank you to the Wiki team.
Yeah, that's definitely how I intended that to come out. Yeah, I'm really cool and hip, and that's how I speak. So with that, we're going to play some Dun-Duns, and we're going to get started on High Rollers.
None.
Welcome back to Aerois. The champions were ambushed, deep in the jungles of Jakesh, pursued by an endless horde of hive mind undead. They were attempting to reach a place called Nightbloom Hold with the aid of a small specialist squad of Guardian scouts. But their efforts to be stealthy were not enough, and the group were engaged by a mysterious figure the Guardians called the Stalker. Attacking from hidden positions, expertly camouflaged, the Stalker evaded and frustrated the party, slowly chipping away at them, already drained and tired from their previous battles. Things did not seem to be going well. Until Quill, aided by the Wayfinder's Guide, spotted the Stalker and unleashed a powerful guiding bolt that then aided a blinded Nova, Lucius, Hotshot, and various others in unleashing a barrage of attacks on the foe, revealing their position and allowing the melee fighters to engage. The Stalker was revealed to be a wild elf called Cerise Fairwind, a knight of Kilara, now transformed and cursed with a sickly, pestilent form. Despite some very close calls, and with some creative use of their powers and items, the champions prevailed. Cerise was slain, but as her body decomposed, she assured them that she would return and that they would begin this game all over again. Desperate for rest, the party sought out somewhere to hide and tried to gather their strength. Whilst the others were asleep or unaware, Ayla was informed by Hotshot and the Guardian Protector that Undead Hive were close to discovering them, and that the others would not get a chance to rest. Protector made the offer to sacrifice themselves to lead the Undead Hive away and giving the champions time to regain their full strength. Ayla, unhappy but understanding of the situation, bid them good luck and promised them that they would find them to make sure they rejoined the Matrix later. After their rest, the champions, unaware of Protector's sacrifice save for Quill, began to prepare to head out. Quill used the prophetic power of the Eye of the Storm to learn more information about these knights sworn to Kilara and learnt of 4 key knight commanders. A furious orc warrior woman decked in smouldering black plate mail, a gaunt, hollowed ember elf covered in blackened ice, Cerise, the wild elf that they had previously encountered, and finally, the commander of Nightbloom Hold, the greatest of Kilara's champions, an older human man with grey hair, a skeletal arm, and a wicked scythe. And that, my friends, is where we pick up again today, this week. Quill's vision having been completed, with maybe some additional information since the last time we spoke, but you are making your way towards Nightbloom Hold, led by Hotshot, who is now, it is just Hotshot and Shade, I believe. You have no other Guardian allies left.
No, but the rest of them are helping all the other Guardians leave, right?
That is the hope. That is certainly the hope.
Right.
You had about 2 hours left of travel time to reach Nightbloom Hold. With Protector's sacrifice and with
We aren't even aware of that.
Nope. Quill is. Quill managed to figure out that something had happened based on Ayla's response and things like that.
But to keep Sentry's morale up.
Yeah. Hotshot, Quill, and
quiet,
Ayla have basically not said anything just yet, saying that Protector had gone on ahead and was hopefully going to meet you later. I will say, rather than, because, we have had a rough time of it and we want to move on, your travels are unimpeded. We're not going to make any more stealth checks and survival checks. We're going to assume that with Protector's sacrifice and also with Hotshot leading the way, you guys are going to be able to make it to your destination after about 2 hours of travel.
Okay.
But if there's anything you want to do en route, anything that obviously will give your position away might ruin that. But if there's anything you want to talk about, make plans of, use spells, do stuff, now is the right time to do so.
I mean, we were talking about me using the Eye of the Storm, so it makes sense I now come out of that and then explain to everyone what I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alongside all the new stuff.
4.
Sorry?
Knights.
Yes, 4 of them. I just saw what they were and what they are now, completely changed from their original appearance. They all seem to fight with reckless abandon, with no care at all for their own safety. I saw one of them die just to be reborn maybe half a day later. So that's about as long as we have with Cerise, I think, before they return. But yeah, I saw how Cerise fights. I think we know that pretty well by now. But I saw the others as well. One able to summon brutal maces to smash into their foes and disorient them. Curved swords to rip and tear at armor. Jagged spears to pierce and leave lasting wounds on their opponents. This one I believe to be the Knight of War.
The half-orc, yes.
The half-orc, yeah. but he's able to summon weapons. But if you attack him,
This is, the orc was a woman, by the way.
attack her then. Okay. If you attack her and you're not able to land a blow, she might be able to damage your weapon or completely break it. I saw knights charging in only to have their weapons shattered. They spread an aura of rage to everything around them. The undead horde that's following them, just enraging everything around them, making them stronger, more brutal. And they also summoned 4 ghostly hounds, and was able to plunge her spear into the ground to summon a pillar of fire. So that's one of 4. After that, I saw one that is able to wither and decay and
Yes,
weaken.
I'm worried personally about this one, the Ember Elf, right?
Yes. The Knight of Famine, I believe, that has a whip of ice and bone that the moment you're hit by it, you are weakened and your muscles shrink and you just become slow, feeble.
It sounds like pure necromancy spells, however, more cold spells as well. And potentially the ability, did you say the ability to drain spells from others?
Yes. Yes. I'm only now saying this now, but yes.
I've got it written down from last week.
Yeah, don't forget that because you guys were listening to me explain
Yeah,
it. This
yeah.
is the first time Quill has
Right,
revealed. Because don't forget, Quill's the only one who's seen this so far.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll
And
only
also-
get info now from you.
The stuff that I said last time, like that was for Quill, like obviously for the audience's benefit. You guys obviously made notes. Quill has maybe a bit more information.
Yeah, I've
since
got
that
some
week.
extra stuff that was told to me as well.
Yeah.
But yes, this one is a spellcaster as well. Walls of ice, teleports, slow, insect swarms. A mage attempted to banish them, but then just had the magic completely drained from them instead.
That's my worry, the draining part.
Yeah, I don't know how
That's more than
we're
just
going to
countering.
Well, it's probably best if us melee fighters went ahead for this one and you held back, but then I feel like you both would be more effective on the war orc.
Yes,
possibly.
you're not right, but
But again, if you
That's
get
only
close to
2.
this one, withering and weakness surrounds them. So
I'm not very strong anyway.
fair enough.
they will be
Flexes a tiny arm.
physically less armored than the war half-orc.
Yeah, they were a little bit, yeah. From again, Quill, like I maybe didn't put this in your notes. The orc wore full black plate mail.
Okay.
The Ember Elf had like breastplate, so still armored, but not maybe as heavily.
Well, the last I saw of this famine knight is they covered themselves in ice armor, not too dissimilar to yours, and then their mouth just opened wider and wider and wider, beyond any human potential.
No.
That's the last I saw of
No.
it.
No, I hate that.
Y'all all seen that scene in The Mummy where Imhotep unhinges the jaw?
Yeah, that almost made me pass out in the cinema. I was very scared of that. Yeah, that scared me.
It was the beetle going under the skin for me.
That was alright.
Yeah,
I was
that
alright
was
with that.
horrible.
Not a fan
But
of that.
Well, anyway, that's the image that Quill saw, is that kind of like distended, kind of like...
I hate that.
Can we just have a moment of respect for Brendan Fraser? I know he's not
Yeah.
dead, but I just want to like recognize he's amazing.
Yeah, sure.
Finally, I saw the leader, I believe, of the entire group, the Knight of Death, when he was, I suppose, betraying any military that was fighting against him. They were pleading with him, almost begging for mercy from a Sir Godric. I think this is who he was, Sir Godric, but he is clad in chainmail. He has a giant scythe, huge scythe, and they are always accompanied by an undead horde and seem to be strengthened in his presence. So I don't know how we're going to deal with that specifically on its own. But yeah, if there's undead around him, they are bolstered by his presence.
Brilliant.
Well,
His undead steed I should probably mention.
There's
okay.
more.
Oh,
His bone horse, I
Bone
guess.
horse, okay.
Yeah. He's able to. Wait, no, this is later in my notes.
There was a steed as well, yeah. But
Yeah.
it was just they were just mounted like their horse was a skeletal horse.
Yeah, he's able to command the undead to charge forward and explode.
Oh,
And
Command the hive.
yes, and also the shattered bones are then able to restrain, cage people, as well as armoring himself as well. He can call the bones back
Bone
to
armor.
himself for armor. The scythe
Stop it, Sentry.
the
Focus.
scythe was crackling with necrotic
So
energy.
cool.
Every time he struck his foes, he seemed to be empowered by it. Almost, I suppose, maybe healing himself.
Stealing the life essence.
Yeah. He has a skeletal hand. When he touches anyone living with that hand, it left the wounds festering and unable to be healed magically.
That sounds familiar.
I never touched anyone with my hand. Thank
Yes,
you very
but-
much.
You got with it though.
Yeah, but I didn't. I didn't think that it would leave festering wounds on people.
No, but we know how bad that can look and be.
Yeah, well, so it's that, but more,
Gross.
Deaded.
more dead, more gross, more drainy, more evil looking, and he seems to have better control over it. No offense.
I didn't want control of. Well, I did, obviously, not to do evil things, but I didn't. It's not the thing I wanted. I did it to save your life.
Well, he wants it. I'm certain he wants
Oh,
it.
he
but
in our life, yes.
but even though it seems like this one would be more of a melee fighter, he also casts spells.
Oh, good. Okay.
He's able to conjure areas of silence, raise the dead, send waves of deathly necrotic energy, as well as dispelling magical effects as well. So again,
Silence.
we're going to be in trouble there. And silence too, yeah. And I saw a group of militia surround him, and he was completely unperturbed by this. He just levitated in the air and swung his scythe in two pendulous motions, and it eliminated everything around him.
Killing without just cause or mercy.
And with such power too.
Disgraceful.
Did any of these four seem particularly up for a chat?
No,
I was
well,
gonna say this.
Parlay?
This vision you had, there was two sides to it. You saw the humanity in the.
yes, there was two sides to it. I
You did say that. You did say that at the start, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You saw two versions of them.
Yeah, Quill saw who they were before,
And who
he's
they are
seen
now,
who
yeah.
they are now.
Now, I wonder if that's Hesper trying to say something to you, that there is something there of them still.
I mean, this final one, everyone was begging and pleading with him.
Maybe-
and got no response.
Maybe this leader in life was also a monster. But the others.
I saw them leading groups of infantry. He seemed respected, loved,
Yeah.
and he cared for the people that he was leading.
Okay.
Clearly a champion of Kalara, was fighting against undead in their when they were a lot, before this whatever happened, they were basically a paladin of Kalara, a genuinely holy good warrior, trying to stop undead, trying to stop cultists, trying to stop any murderers and tyrants and stuff like that, a genuine hero.
I think even if the people that served him and he served so kindly before, he was taking their life with the scythe and turning them into undead and using them as well, explosive.
He might just be as controlled as Cerise was, and what brief words she spoke to us through Tinker, she didn't particularly seem happy to be doing what she's doing, only that she has to.
Exactly, but they did it nonetheless.
It's as if they're compelled, as if they have no choice but to. If we can remove that choice from them, if we can appeal to their humanity, if we cut off what commands them.
I think Ayla would say, she said something to me that she didn't know. I asked her why, and she said she didn't know a way to free her. She didn't seem to. I think you're right, but she didn't know a way to free her.
I'm sure she wouldn't be told.
Well,
So-
it's probably from Kalara herself. I mean, when we talked to Scaldi, she said that grief and sorrow is all she knows now. It's as if Kalara's aura is tainted. I don't think this is something we can talk our way through. This is a corruption from Kalara.
Yes, there is no way to get to Kalara without these 4 Grief Knights defending her at every step. So,
If any of you want to make skill checks and things to like get more information or like ask questions, by all means, feel free to as well. Don't feel like you just have to make guesses. Like you can always be like, can I make a check to see if I know about this or I've heard about something like this before? Or...
So Godric is the only like new information,
I mean-
really.
Well, I mean, yeah, but there's also like you now have a bit more information, and like once you guys start thinking about theories, like if Nova thinks like, oh, maybe this is directly coming from Kalara, maybe there's no way to free him, you can make a check to see if like, can you think of anything that might free you on that? Or like, yeah, if you want to make a history check to know about Sir Godric and like who he was. And
I was
stuff
going to
like
do a history check
Sure.
for Cerise, Sir Godric. I think that's the only names that we've got
that.
so
Yeah,
far.
those are the only names you got so far.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Sure.
23.
23.
No good. 7.
All right. So Lucius probably.
Oh no, 11.
I imagine that this might come from when Lucius was, had dreams of being a sky jouster and like reading stories about knights and heroes and people of the lowlands and kind of like learning about
Nanny
this. And
Norfir.
Nanny Norfir would have known a lot of
Stories.
stuff. So Godric is a name you remember. Cerise you don't know, but Sir Godric is a name. Sir Godric Graves, the Knight Commander of the Order of the Black and Rose. This is the highest champion of Kalara. This is a hero who has put down necromancers who have tried to revolt and rise up armies, to take over places in Aerois. This is a hero who has helped prevent, planar forces from making their way in. Even with the cradle in place, there are always still things like the archways and ways that people have found, as you guys have experienced, people have found ways around sort of the cradle or from, creating and summoning creatures and things like that. So Godric has numerous stories. This is, it's like hearing about Lancelot. This is he's a much older human. He must have been in his sort of like late 60s now. But yeah, a few decades ago, he was a hero of Aerois. And the Order of the Black and Rose basically was created by his forebears. Like he was raised up through its ranks and sort of he was kind of built to become its commander, sort of raised to become its commander. Dedicated to Kalara, very pious, known as a very sort of serious and stoic but friendly man. A real kind of classic knight, if you want to imagine it. Would have been older now. Yeah.
And did ultimately the antithesis of what he's doing now.
Absolutely, yeah. Kalara herself is the antithesis of what is here now. The idea of somebody like Sir Godric commanding undead and killing innocent people is unthinkable. This was a man who has put down undead legions, who has fought against necromancers, who sought to preserve life wherever he could. And where people did die, make sure that they were properly cared for and respected and sent on their path to Kalara.
I relay this information
Sure.
to the team so I don't repeat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also me like rambling as I'm figuring stuff out in my head. So
Yeah. But I would love to think that we could restore some essence of humanity to these people. But if even the loyal servants don't do that for them, I don't know what we can do. All I know is that individually we might be able to fight them, but the more of them that group up, the only option really is to run.
They are an order.
Yeah.
They will work together.
Well, the Cerise wasn't
Cerise
really working
didn't,
together.
You're right, but I imagine if Kalara wants to protect herself and what she's doing here.
I'd also say, Quill saying that's Quill's opinion. Like,
Yeah.
Quill
Yeah.
thinks that, to run might be the option, but that doesn't mean that,
Could I make a religion check to see kind of like this idea of the aura and its influence over her knights?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
14.
14. I mean, there is clearly, and I think that this is, you don't need a check to know this, but yeah, there's clearly, this is obviously Kalara's grief and sorrow and madness in a way, not in a sense that is like a detriment thing, but like she has clearly been changed and warped by these feelings and thoughts. I mean, yes, you're a goddess, having such a radical change would normally have a great effect, and you've seen that with Scaldi and many of the other priests. What's happened with these knights, though, I mean, it's more than that. It's more than just Kalara being corrupted. Like, to turn somebody, like, having heard what Lucius said about Sir Godric, to turn him into whatever he is now would be an act of will of Kalara's, there are other grief knights, like you've heard about, like black-clad knights and things like that, but they don't sound like they're anywhere close to this level of power. She has picked these four for some reason, and she's given them, and I'd say that with the 14 and Nova's general sort of intelligence and sort of understanding, I mean, it's very obvious that, like, yeah, there's a war knight, a knight of war, a knight of pestilence, a knight of famine, and a knight of death. You know, historically, and even in Aerois, I know obviously we have a biblical connection, but even here, they are aspects of death, and she has infused these aspects of spreading death into these four champions. Why these four? I guess that's maybe, it's not so much an answer, but maybe, Nova, that is like a question that comes to your mind. Like, why wouldn't she give powers like this to all of them? Like, the Order of the Black and Rose, there are more knights than just those four. There are many, many knights, but she's picked those four particularly, and imbued them with a much more powerful, power, much greater power than it seems the rest.
This is pure speculation, but I wonder if these four had qualities that match what they are now. Perhaps the Stalker, they're the representation of plague. Did they have some sort of illness that plagued them in life? Were they, diseased by something? I don't know.
Ayla will sort of go, she called herself a coward. I called her a coward, and she agreed. She said, yes, I am a coward. There was something with that, I feel like. Maybe not like she was diseased. I don't think she was diseased or plagued, but she specifically, when I called her a coward, it mattered. I don't know why. But
Plagued by guilt, perhaps. Maybe there was something she did.
I just remember her saying that.
And if this Sir Godric, he's a hero, but you have to kill a lot of people to get that status, surely. I mean, if we think about our death count, perhaps not too hard, but I imagine being Order of the Black and Rose, going out fighting the undead, he is very experienced with death. The undead, clearing the battlefield of foes. The half-orc, maybe there's something about rage, about war. Maybe these four people have qualities, virtues that are enhanced and make them these knights of the apocalypse, that make them this virtue: war, famine, pestilence, death, personified.
Possibly.
Very well be. Makes sense.
But I don't know if that's exploitable in any way as a means to turn them away for a time.
Wasn't there something about a celestial as well? Like,
In the temple, yeah.
is that one of them, or is
I
this Sir Godric the Celestial?
I'm guessing. I didn't see anything.
The vision,
linking.
you don't have like any spells active during it, so there's no way he looked human, just apart from the skeletal hand. Obviously, he looked gaunt and sort of like blackened, sort of like eyes and sort of like, black veins, and he looks, if I say World of Warcraft Death Knight, you get an idea of what I'm kind of going with. Less blue glow, more sort of like black necrotic energy, but definitely that kind of vibe. Didn't look like, no angel wings, no like, divine light coming off them or anything like that from what you saw.
Can I?
The War Knight had fire, maybe?
Well, the Knight of Death did have a pillar of light they were able to summon that completely knocked out anyone in its path. And then they charged through on their steed, and yeah.
Brilliant. Hotshot, you were with the scouting party originally. That you were the one who
We found the hold, yeah.
But you were the one who came back and told us about the Knight and a Celestial. Was the Celestial separate to these four?
Stave did. Hotshot will kind of like crick a neck. Stave did. I'm not a mage. I don't really know much about magic. I'm a sharpshooter. I just happen to know my way around sneaking around places. But yeah, we brought Stave with us. Once we located the hold, I brought in Stave, Dowser, and a couple of the other mages that we had with us and had them start, scanning and casting spells and ritual magic to try and determine what was going on here. And Stave, it's not a spell per se, but he has rituals that he can perform which allow him to sort of analyze areas. That's why we brought him. He's unique in that sort of, has access to unique abilities. And they said that they could detect the presence of a Celestial in the hold itself. It never moved. The Celestial never left. Myself and the other scouts, we did keep an eye on, and I said we've seen the orc, the one in the big fiery armor. We've seen them come and go. We've also seen a lot more of the, I guess, maybe we could call them lesser knights, still wearing black armor with great swords, look very much like Kalara's old paladins. They come and go. We don't know how or why, but they'll disappear for days at an end, and then we see them again. The main grounds, as we get closer, we can show you, but the main grounds, when we were investigating it, before the undead really started showing up, mainly attended to by friars and squires, looked like trainees and monks that lived in the hold itself. The grounds are pretty expansive. The keep itself, the hold, is on a small hill with a small moat around it, and there's a very large tree that grows at the back of the fort. Massive thing, colossal, ancient, similar to the rot hearts that we've encountered. I think it might even probably be one itself, probably the rot heart, the one that the others all came from. That's a pure speculation on my part. We've not been back since the undead really grew in numbers. But given how much darker it is towards the hold, given the nature of these rot hearts from what I've seen, I would suspect that being so close to the hold must be one, if not the one, the first one.
The one that if we were to get rid of it, might hopefully remove the grip of corruption on the land at least.
Well, the rot heart that we destroyed, it was smaller than that one. But when we destroyed it, it completely disrupts the undead in the area. The hive creatures that we encountered, I don't know about other types of undead, but those hive undead, it disrupts them, sends them running. They no longer are coordinated. They just panic and flee. No longer a combat threat. It kills things like the dead roots, those big plant creatures. They just rot and die as soon as the rot heart is destroyed. But also, I mean, you've been aware of it, right? This kind of malign presence, this kind of aura of sadness. When we destroy the rot hearts, it alleviates, at least temporarily. We think that Kalara can grow more of them, but it takes time. But destroying them isn't easy. I'll tell you this now. Tinker had to rig a magical explosive using some powerful Ethereum charges we brought. We don't have Tinker, and we don't have those charges left. The rot heart, you can't destroy it from the outside. Even with your most powerful spells, I don't think you'd be able to actually destroy it. We had to do it from the outside. Maybe the Stormchasers cannons could. They're powerful enough. If they strike a target like that, that's what they're designed to do, to destroy bigger objects and targets. The Stormchasers cannons might be able to take it down, but the Stormchaser would need to be able to see it, and it might take some time.
This is what I've sent a message to Aerois, and that the next command that they receive from me will be a signal flare that hopefully should penetrate the gloom and will be targeted at something important that needs blasting.
There might be another way to destroy the rot heart as well, but I would need to get inside it. And if it's at the fort, then
it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Well protected by the sounds of it.
But if, for example, we don't know I don't know what you want to do about the keep. When you get there, you can start to make a plan and we can draw up some maps, but chances are, if you're engaging their forces, they're going to drive all their attention on you, and then Shade and I myself can probably sneak in and get to the rot heart.
Infiltrate. Split into 2 units.
Quill,
Yes?
as Hotshot is saying this, again, it's very hard to read, Guardians. Whatever her plan is to destroy the rot heart, you don't think she's gonna come back from it. There is like the way that she's speaking and like the way that she's trying to keep it professional, but like she just pauses like, yeah, I can take care of it. And like there's just ways that she's phrasing things, and like having seen how she responded to like other matters, there's almost a guilt there. And she almost like you get the sense that it's basically a suicide mission for her.
Well,
But anyway, we need to keep moving.
I don't think we're going to make it all the way with all these guardians for some reason.
We're about an hour from the lookout point, and then you'll be able to it'll give us a vantage point on the valley where the hold is.
hopefully when we catch up with Protector, they'll have some more recent information about the area.
It may take them some time. Don't forget they've got to deal with this jungle on their own.
That's true.
We may have to operate on the idea that Protector won't join us in time.
I hope they'll be okay.
Guardians do what Guardians have to do. We have a duty to perform.
All right.
Ada's just like, right.
Protect us strong. I'm sure they're okay.
We are against the clock in terms of Cerise returning. Currently 1 champion Grief Knight down. We should capitalize on this.
Maybe for another 4 hours.
Well, you had an 8-hour rest.
Yeah.
It took you an hour to find the place where you rested, so you're at 9 hours. And it was about 2 hours of travel, so it'll be, if you reach the hold, it'll be about 11 hours. And as I
12 hours
said,
at the
it was
earliest.
12 to 18 hours it took for them to come back.
Oh, hey, BT Derbs, that final night has never been killed before.
What do you mean? In terms of like we did with Cerise?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the other ones getting defeated by just exhaustion, being overwhelmed, no care, like I said, for how they fight or the damage that they sustain. But this one just kept fighting. I never saw it fall once. I don't think he's ever been defeated before.
So maybe we have to get to the point where we go to Kalara's realm and just breach that.
Yeah, get to her before they get to us.
Yep, and hopefully they don't follow us in, I suppose.
True.
I don't know how this what your plan is to get to Kalara when you're there. I know that is it the Vala
Yes.
she might have more information on how that works. I don't know. So you may want to check in with them and make sure that if whatever plan you come up with, like just consult with them to make sure it's going to work.
I feel that vision that you've had needs to be relayed to Vala. She might be able to glean some more information.
Could you relay it as best you can, or you as well, Sentry, over the messenger ring?
Well, Lucius, I don't know if you took notes, but you remember that they did say that Vala had a way of like at least having like a minute of conversation with the group.
Okay.
She thinks she has a way of like basically establishing like
I just
a
need
minute of
to
conversation.
tell them on the ship to establish that.
Yeah, and you can always like messenger ring and basically, we're not going to roleplay out, but you can messenger ring and be like, all right, Quill said this, and this, and this, you know, to Aerois. Aerois then can relay it, and then when you start that minute conversation, you're at least all on the same page.
It's just I've got 25 words at a time, like...
Yeah. The messenger rings, and also sending won't work here, Quill. The messenger rings work. You don't 100% know why, but the sending spells, scrying spells don't communicate out of the valley. But the messenger rings do for some reason.
I will messenger ring to say to Aerois, please, we would like to establish that minute-long communication with Vala. And I'm going to prep Quill for that time that we have.
All right. Do you want to do that before you arrive at this vantage point and before you see the hold, or do you want to wait until like?
I think we'd do it at the vantage point.
Okay.
Give her like a description of what we're seeing.
Sure.
When we're there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well,
is that good with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than now?
Okay. So
It may help to be looking at the hold.
Yeah.
I'm going to send something to all of your iPads. Just like I'm not going to show the audience because it's a very crappily hand-drawn map.
Okay.
But it is a very rough sort of overview of the terrain of which the mount is. But I'll read it out and describe it for the audience. So, Hotshot leads you to a. I think I sent it to everyone. Did you get it, Kim? Okay. I think I sent it to everyone. Hotshot leads you to basically, like a little cliff that looks down onto a sudden drop into an even deeper part of the valley. And you are now at the heart of it. There's a couple of main things that you note right away. This area is nearly pitch black, and it is only through, like, with dark vision, you really can't make out more than vague shapes, but Hotshot is describing it to you as she sort of lays it down and is maybe drawing a rough map in the ground and things like that. But it is penumbral black. It is dark here. What once would have been a sort of beautiful monastery, almost like a fortress monastery behind keep walls on a small hill, has been transformed. What you see is trying to think about how best to describe it.
Evil?
Laying out before you is well-tended patches of land, almost like gardens mixed with graveyards and mortuaries. There are statues, mausoleums, gravestones, all amongst vegetable patches, flower beds, iron fences kind of enshroud different areas, creating gardens, all along different dirt paths. These paths all lead towards a small hill with a large moat around it. The hill has a stone keep with a portcullis and a drawbridge which is currently up. Beyond the walls, you can't see any real detail, but Lookout will describe it, that there is at least 3 buildings, or two buildings and one sort of attached building. There appeared to be some sort of barracks, maybe used for trainees and recruits, and then the keep itself. At the back of the keep, an enormous tree grows, hundreds of feet tall, almost similar to the trees you saw in the Feywild. It's so colossal and ancient, and its branches stretch out and cover this entire garden valley with its canopy, completely sheltering it from the light. Particles drift down from that tree, almost like pollen or petals. They drift down, and those petals suck in light, which is what's creating this darkness here. The petals are actually absorbing most light around, which makes it utterly black. It's like looking into an inky black void, with the exception of those of you with very high perception skills or things like dark vision or magical sight. Hotshot will point out, I can see a little bit further in this darkness. There's a lot of those hive undead here. When we were here, those gardens that you can just about vaguely see, the little fenced areas and the patches off the pathways, they were attended to by squires and friars. It's all hive undead now. There's maybe, I don't know, anywhere between 50 and 100 spread across their various gardens. There's a couple of those big dead roots I can see moving around down there too. I can see, I think, figures on the walls. Looks like sentries, people with bows. Looks like there may be a couple of ballista on the fort itself as well. That's the rot heart, and she points at the tree. That's the thing which is creating a lot of the problems here. Stave said that the celestial presence is somewhere in the main keep, the main building. That's about as much intel as we have, unfortunately.
This is good intel. It's something to work with.
Can everybody make a just straight up wisdom check? Sentry have an advantage because of your military background.
Okay.
Wisdom.
Just straight wisdom, just D20 plus your wisdom modifier.
6.
6,
Nat 20.
nat 20,
23.
23,
14 minus 1.
14, so 13. I don't actually have any dice to roll for Ayla, so can someone roll for Ayla as well? In fact,
Yeah.
Tom, can you? I mean,
Plus 1.
with a natural 20 and 23, you guys are definitely going to get
10 for Ayla.
10 for Ayla. Quill and Sentry, maybe Quill more like looking at the structure of the building itself rather than sort of any sort of like tactical knowledge or anything like that. Sentry, I mean, that you don't build a keep like this because there's no escape. From what you can look at, there is one way in, which is the main portcullis and the drawbridge over the moat. The moat's like 25 foot wide and it's fairly deep as well. You don't make something like this without an alternative exit. There has to be a hidden entrance or exit somewhere that connects into the keep. You just don't know where it is. Quill, looking at it,
There it is.
you don't see, no, you don't see it, but you kind of come up with the same thing. Like analyzing it, you'd be like, this would be any like non-warriors would be trapped inside. so there has to be an alternative way in and out. It can't be connected to the keep itself, you don't think, unless it goes deep underground. It would probably be connected to one of the outer walls. It would probably just be like a way to get in and out of the actual like inner walls, basically.
Okay.
And connect down into like the moat or something like that.
The giant tree, can we see from where we are, is it almost growing through, like the keep is surrounding that tree? Or
The part of the keep has been built around it, yes, and then there is almost like a temple-like structure in front of it, still connected to all the walls.
Okay.
So on the little map I drew, you can see that it's kind of growing up out the back entrance of the keep, but there is like a building in front of it, and that's the main keep temple.
Okay. Cool. So there is like a part around the back that is the tree trunk.
It's all walled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there is the walls. I will tell you are the walls are about 20 feet high. The moat is about 25 feet across. So it's built for a ground assault here. However, with that giant tree overhead and the canopy and the darkness, any sort of air support here would be very difficult. Like any airships wouldn't be able to look in, as it is all completely dark currently without any sort of light source. But also anybody who was trying to like kind of like magically parachute in or anything like that, you'd be jumping into somewhere blind. You might end up in a patch of those undead and they'd just be on you in a second. I'd say as well, Quill, Hotshot's estimate of the numbers, you count about 72 of the hive undead in 12 packs of 6, all scattered around the sort of gardens around the keep itself.
Wow.
Okay. Is there any particular area that is more infested than others, or is it just?
I mean, the main front is where the bulk of those are, but there are still enough undead around the sides. At best, if you were to strategically pick a point to try and climb over the walls or like get through to approach the keep itself, even if you kind of stuck to the woodlands and then came to the side, you'd be looking at dealing with at least 2 or 3 of the packs at any one time.
And are the sentries on the wall, are they undead?
You're not sure. Hotshot will say, I think those are the squires we saw before, and they looked living. I mean, they looked haunted when we saw them, gaunt. Eyes look like they haven't slept. They look like they hadn't slept. They didn't look like they've been eating properly,
like
but they looked living. I mean, I don't know who that is, but sure.
Yeah, I was just mentioning that to the group.
Yeah. So yeah, Hotshot will say like they looked living. Same with the monks when we saw them, the friars. Robes again looked like they were alive. They didn't look like the skeletal hive undead with the plants and stuff growing out of them. But
Still, this close to Kalara, I'm sure the impression she has on them is quite strong and potent.
I imagine that they'll be aligned the same as the knights, right? They have to be either coerced to fight or magically coerced to fight.
Or extremely downtrodden.
Yeah, one of the two. And like I said, there might be more of those lesser knights, if you want to call them that, the standard sort of just black armored wearing knights as well in there. I wish I could tell you numbers wise. Squires, we maybe counted anywhere between 15 and 20 of them at one time, kind of walking around the grounds. The friars, maybe about 10 to 15. So not many, and I don't think that they would pose much of a challenge to you champions. I think they'd be kind of on the same lines as the hive undead. The other knights, definitely, they're strong enough that my scouts avoided them. Like, if we engaged them, they killed, they were able to do some serious damage to us. Again, probably easy for you to take, but definitely a risk.
All right. Should we establish a communication with Vala and update her on as much as we can?
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll just be describing everything there. Yeah.
So what happens is when you send the message and say, right, yeah, tell Vala to sort of do what she's going to do. It takes maybe a minute or so, and then you feel the space around you shift. Not like you've been teleported, but suddenly the area you're in, there's a bit more sort of ambient light. Not enough to illuminate where you are, but almost as if you were next to a room and the door had been opened wide enough to allow just a little bit of light to come in. And you also hear the sound of rushing wind. You can hear the wolf pack like in the distance. And you don't see anything, but it's almost like there's almost like a slice of space next to you and you feel fresh air. You feel like wind blowing in. And you hear Vala's voice distant, but she says, "Hello? Is this working? Can you hear me?"
Yes, it seems to be working perfectly.
Okay, I don't think I can. I think I can maybe keep this going for 5 minutes at most, but not for very long. But I've sort of connected our spaces together at least a little.
Amazing. I need to learn how to do this.
I think I might be able to make it into a spell I could teach you, Nova, but it's...
Well, let's focus, shall we?
Yes.
Let's keep the 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Go. Go, 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 go.
Okay, I describe everything that's in front of me.
We don't have to do that, yeah.
And at the end of it, we're like, Vala,
It takes like a minute to do.
Yeah.
if you have any information to impart to us how we can reach Kalara,
Well, I can sense, even this close, I'm pretty sure we've followed you on the Stormchaser. We're a little bit far away at the moment. We're not sure if they can see us. We can't see anything, but we're pretty close to the center of the darkness. I know that the breach point is down there. I can sense Kalara's presence. I think it's probably directly in whatever fortress or whatever hole that they've got down there. It's probably there. In terms of the breach point, it won't take me long to take us through to her demiplane, but if there's anything to distract me, even a minor injury will knock me out of it, and it'll take me a while to start the whole process again. So I need to be completely clear and have plenty of time to open the breach. The only thing is from what you've told me and about these knights, I don't know if there's a way to save them, but Kalara, this isn't like her. Like, she is far gone. And I can't imagine that these people, if they've worshipped her, if they've devoted themselves to her, if they've sworn oaths to her, then they can't want this either. And my heart breaks for them. I wish that I wish I knew a way that we could save them, because this is horrible. Like, the idea of being her champions, the people that held up her ideals and turned into this, it must be torturous for them.
now I know it takes a great deal of power to do what you did for me, to reverse time and restore me to what I was. Is there anything like that for them?
I could do the same thing, but I mean, it wipes me out for at least a day, at least.
Right.
And I think I've got the control on it where I could control it better now. And also, I mean, they have to, it took me, 10, 20 minutes to do the ritual on you. Unless they were unconscious or unless they were restrained in some way, I mean, they would be trying to free themselves, I imagine.
Right.
But I mean, I think I could do that, but you would need to capture them and restrain them long enough for me to be able to perform the not spell, but use my powers, I guess.
And this would also delay us entering her.
Well, yes, yeah. For every time I try it, that's at least a day, maybe longer, to replenish my strength to enter the breach point.
But it is a possibility. If we can at least capture or hold Sir Godric, the leader, and reverse him back to what he was, that would be quite a formidable ally against the others, at least.
It's very risky.
Yeah.
Very
It's
risky.
very powerful.
I think if anyone would be able to call the others to his aid, it would be Sir Godric.
You hear Max's voice. Champions, forgive me for interrupting. It is also, having listened in to everything that you have said, it is, if I were to be, from what I've understood your conversations with Scaldi Ravenscar, there must be some element of Kalara's teachings that will be at play here. I'm almost convinced that some part of these individuals' powers, or perhaps Kalara's demiplane itself, definitely think back to what you've been told about Kalara and her domains, her ideals, the teachings of her priests. There must be a clue in there somewhere, something, a being like Kalara, a titan. They cannot just change their nature. They are not a living person. They are not sentient in the same way that we all are. They are what they are. And so there must be elements of those teachings that we can use against them. Myself and Lady Vala, if you need us to enter this keep, I'm here to help. I have a little knowledge of sieging bastions and the like, but also Lady Valor's powers. You've witnessed them in the forge, in the forge itself. She can be a great ally in combat, and I am capable of protecting her if you need us.
We will definitely need you at some point anyway to enter
Yes, of
Lara's
course.
realm. So
But if you need us before then to actually fight against these grief knights or to simply enter the keep, we can teleport down to you. Miss Valor does believe that she can reach you. So
should we have them now, considering that we are down? Tinker?
I think we should. More area, right?
Yes, but remember, the more of us there are, the harder it will be to sneak in, if that's the approach we want to take.
it's also, yeah, I mean, like, Max is saying he can protect Valor and everything else, but, like,
Don't really know what we're up
Quill's seen their powers. Like, they can hit wide areas of effect. Like, they might cause Valor serious harm. You know, she does have all these divine powers, but when she has taken damage, she's nowhere near as durable as you guys. Like, she can get hurt badly. Maybe she can't be killed, but she can be hurt. And maybe, like, lose arms or, you know, have serious injuries and stuff, so... Same with Max. Obviously, Max is a trained fighter, but he can still get killed. He's mortal, so...
Is there any way you can send down just Max for a time?
Yes, I could send Max down, yes.
I wonder if that would be the best way.
I'm not sure I suppose Lady Valor would be safe enough on the Stormchaser. You hear him sort of like... Doesn't like the idea of leaving Valor on her own,
It's
but...
more a case of you, Max, helping us carve a path and a safe entry point for Vala to enter, rather
Yes,
than
that's-
you leaving her.
No, I understand, and I do trust the crew of the Stormchaser to protect her. The crew of the Stormchaser, Miss Aerois wishes, and Kamara wish to state that if you need them, the crew is there to provide assistance as well.
My previous message still stands. If you see a huge flare of light, that is the target point for everything the Stormchaser has.
Understandable, that still stands, but also if you need ground forces, there are a number of Wolfpack who aren't needed to operate the ship. They can dispatch a squadron. Kamara can come down with a squadron of the Wolfpack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have color-coordinated flares.
Yeah.
Well, that will require Miss Valor's teleportation. That will be centered on you. Who is it that gave, like, an item, one of the items to
Me.
Valor? It was you. So it is centered on you, Captain. Valor's teleportation is honed in to you directly. So myself or anybody that Valor teleports will be arriving next to you.
How many can you teleport, Vala?
I can send a squadron, so up to, with Max, I can send 6 of the Wolfpack, plus Kamara. Which will basically give you guys... They won't be minions, but it's basically like having a minion pack on your side where they'll all activate together and they basically have a similar, like, they do damage, like, depending on how many of them there are, or you can use them to do distractions and stuff like that. They're not quite as weak as minions, but they are...
Ooh, a distraction. Get them to lure the horde away.
To their deaths.
Well, you don't know.
Do you say that as sentry, by the way? Because
Yeah.
Shade will say, like, yes, I can also assist with that. I am very good at hiding, and I'm not going to be much use in a straight fight, but I can try and sneak in, perhaps take care of some of the sentries, or I can try and take care of, try and lure some of these undead away.
I believe, personally, I know we've got limited time with you, Vala. We try and enter this keep stealthily. We try and get in there. The ability to teleport would be more beneficial to have a squadron and Vala appear inside the keep already rather than having to breach it again. We infiltrate and then allow the pack to defend us or cause a distraction whilst in the keep.
Yeah, that makes sense. So wait, are we bringing Max now or later?
Well, that's up to Max.
If you need me, I will come.
We need to make sure we don't trap ourselves. We need to keep ourselves in a fairly open area. Like, just in case if the horde come to us and we have nowhere to run.
Just remember that whilst you are down there, Lady Valor can teleport things in. We cannot teleport out. Not until the breach point, not until the demi-plane is cleared.
From here on, it's all dangerous anyway.
It
It looks like at the front of that keep, there is an open courtyard area that's still walled in, but it's the biggest area we have in terms of keeping distance from things.
I shall say, don't forget about destroying the Rot Heart. That would not only disrupt all of the undead in the area, but it may have other effects we don't know. It might even clear up some of this gloom. But to do that, we either need somebody basically on top of it with a signal light, or I need to get inside it. Which I can do if there's a distraction.
All right.
Maybe that's our first play. Destroy the Rot Heart. Give us a better fighting chance. Maybe that will call everything into the keep. But
And maybe there's a chance this Rot Heart is also controlling the champions of the Grief Knights.
maybe.
Maybe.
We've got no idea. But maybe
You'll need a
that's worth
sufficient.
trying.
If you want that to be the plan, you're going to need to go in and fight one of these knights. You're going to need, well, at least they need to know it's you. They need to have a big enough distraction that they're not checking for anyone sneaking around.
All right, so
This isn't something that I think that your wolf pack or even Shade can accomplish. Like, you want a distraction for me to get all the way inside to that tree, it needs to be you champions calling out whoever's inside to some degree.
drawing them out.
Or at least having a ruckus somewhere.
All right.
We're good at ruckuses.
Yes, we're not very quiet. We've established that in the jungle. So,
Not incredibly subtle, no.
not really.
It's
You gonna
hard to-
replace
I
your
do
cloak?
worry about you infiltrating, considering our experience in the jungle. I think that it's very risky that we'll be caught and then we'll be very quickly overwhelmed.
My worry is they're also smart and that they immediately see through our ruse to draw them out of the keep if we're on the other side of the moat.
Even so, it's more that I think that if they think that you're up to something, I think it will still give me enough time to get inside and do what I need to do.
Maybe I could use Alnissix to distract some of the horde. I know Alnissix is fast to some degree. They could buy us a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
Can help us get over the moat at least.
Could fly you over.
That's the other thing is the drawbridge is currently up and there's this 25-foot moat and then a 20-foot high wall. Obviously, a lot of you guys can fly, so that's not an issue, but
Yeah.
just keep in mind that, like, to get in the keep, unless you've got, like, sort of other abilities and stuff.
Everyone fly.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can do that. You can cast fly so everyone can fly. So it's not a huge problem. It's just something to be aware of.
Are there ballista?
Yeah,
There were 2 ballista, yes, on the front of the keep, basically.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's either we find a way to raise the portcullis, or lower it, sorry,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
burn-
lower the drawbridge, raise the portcullis.
Yes, that's it. That's the one.
I can get us through the wall as long as we can get over the moat.
Oh yeah, you did that in the Feywild, right?
Yeah, Tiangong can cut through it.
We just need to get to it then. It depends how much. Well, what's the actual plan here? We're the distraction for Hotshot.
Yeah, so,
to go
so
in?
this is the point where, like, out of character now, let's actually concrete what you guys are going to do. Like, do you want Max to come to you now? Yes, no.
If we're gonna make a ruckus, yes.
Yeah.
So, yes?
Yeah.
All right. Are you, so is the plan, and then what's the plan? Are you guys going to basically get into the gardens in front of the keep? Because remember, you've kind of got these gardens full of all the undead in front of the keep, and you're going to have to fight your way through the undead to get to there.
Or find that secret entrance.
Or
alternative
like, try and sneak past the undead, get to the keep, and then get inside the keep.
I think we'll go as far as we can.
Yeah.
Like with the original plan. Like if we can sneak our way there.
I think, yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
If
Okay.
it fails,
So be it.
plan B.
Ruckus time.
All right,
Ruckus
okay.
time.
So get as close into the keep as you can,
Yes.
and then
And then
try and draw somebody out and have a fight
Draw people away from the
from the
Rot
keep,
Heart.
The Rot
from
Heart.
the Rot Heart. Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
and then fight until that Rot Heart is destroyed.
And then decide, and then basically then at that
See
point
the
it's-
reaction
yeah,
to
and-
that Rot Heart
Improvise.
and
and then improvise. Yeah. Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good to kind of like concrete in my head so I know what's going to go down.
I mean, like, to absolve myself of any guilt, tactical-minded sentry, can she see this plan that Hotshot is putting together?
Make a insight check for me, Sentry.
It's not great.
Once we all get through this.
So trusting.
5 total.
5. No idea.
No.
Like, and I think
why
that
would
makes
someone lie
sense
to you?
because Sentry's just like, Hotshot is command, like she's doing her job,
It's
like
not that-
is
it's
helping
not
and
that
stuff.
She's lying to us. It's just
no.
like she's gonna go into this tree. We are gonna blast it with the airship.
But I can also like go inside trees, so I guess to me it's just like, oh, she's just gonna do what,
Or go
what
inside,
they're
then
doing.
come out again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I mean, it's-
Market or something.
Yeah.
yeah. Or it sounds just like Sentry's like, yeah, she's
Peon.
going to go in and do something and then leave and it'll blow up.
Yeah.
Burden of
And that might
knowledge.
very well be the truth. It's just that in Quill's insight, having like the way that she's talking about it, the way that she kind of looks at Sentry, especially the way that she looks at Sentry and then looks to everyone else, you pick up on like she is not planning on coming back from that mission.
Yeah. Well, if she's using that travel via plants spell, then whatever, she can just go fucking anywhere, apparently.
Lucia's pictures, at some point,
I mean-
Hotshot is going to, like, fire off a little whistle, and then Protect is going to come in with all the lost Guardians,
Guardians, yeah,
Yes.
sure.
and then fight.
And then fight.
Like Gandalf.
As a point, whilst I've
be-
said things like teleportation magic you can't get out of the valley, I will say something like transport via plants, because it is not direct teleportation. In theory, that would work. And there is a big fucking tree in the fort.
We can see it,
But I
so
have-
we can't.
That's the
At
problem. is You
what
can't
point
currently
do
see it.
you like pick what part of the tree you come out of?
Let's find. Let's,
Come out the
let's
smallest
read
twig.
the
I want,
spell.
I want to come out at the very, very top. So that
Is
we
it,
can
is it
just lie
transport
down.
via plants, Sentry?
It's tree stride for me, but it's trees that are a similar size to you.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Well, go big then.
Because there's a couple of different spells. There's tree stride and then there's transport via
Yeah.
plants, which is
tree stride has to be.
God, imagine
a
if
tree
that
that's
would've
a similar
worked.
size.
Yeah. It's like,
Both trees
hey.
must be living and at least the same size.
Oh, both
as
trees
you.
must be living.
Yeah.
I'm guessing for some reason
Why can't I
this tree ain't living.
But it's any tree within 500 feet, which is huge.
That's pretty big.
That's a big distance.
500 feet. It is, but it's actually like the keep. That's probably about like one end of the keep to like the other end of the keep. Like you would basically have to be at the moat and then activate it.
Over there.
Enter a tree and move from inside it to another tree of the same kind within 500 feet. Both trees must be living and at least the same size as you. You must use 5 feet of movement.
No daffodils then.
So actually, I would say that it doesn't like you as long as the tree is your size, so medium, which most trees are going to be large enough. Like it's not like it's a little diddy plant. If you go to any of the trees on the outer edge of like the keep, like especially on the sides, they're probably within 500 feet of the rot heart. And it doesn't say you have to be able to see it. You instantly know
you
the
send a
location of
party
all
through
other
it?
trees of the same kind within 500 feet.
It doesn't say I can't.
Is it
send a
just
party
you,
through.
or
I think
Yeah,
it
is
is
it
just
self?
sentry.
Ah.
You appear in a spot of your
Self,
choice
yeah.
within 5 feet of
Yeah.
the destination tree.
So that's just you.
Just moi.
Just more.
It will say if it's like you can take +1 creature or whatever.
Oh, but it is concentration for a minute, and she can basically use this transportation ability once per round. So she can bamf, bamf, bamf.
10 times.
Yeah,
You can just tree like 500 feet.
within 500 feet of the same type, which these would all be the same kind
Yeah,
of
I
tree.
mean, like a
one's
jungle.
giant because
Yeah.
it's magically enhanced, but most of them are all the same type of tree.
Tree bamf, smash people over the head, and then bamf around. Bamf.
kill everyone near a tree?
Yeah. You're near a tree. Bamf.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's only 5 feet of movement to enter the tree as well. It's not even an action or a bonus
Oh
action,
my god.
but you can only use it once per round.
Yeah.
What
And
level is that normally?
it's a 5th level, and I've only
Okay.
got one level 5 spell
Yeah.
slot.
That's pretty sweet.
Still,
It's very specific to the scenario,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it is very good.
like just, and it only counts for you on your own, which is not.
It is only sentry, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could stand in place.
It's not transport via
Three.
plants, which is basically
then you
teleport
could all
via
go ahead.
trees.
and then I could meet with you near a tree, so I don't make loads of noise.
Oh, I see. Use
You
it
could
to
do.
overcome your
But
stealth
then
Yeah.
disadvantage.
what sort of noise do you imagine Sentry coming out of a tree would make?
That's fine. That's not going to ruin a stealth attempt.
Okay.
I'm a tree, bitch! Yeah, watch me grow!
All right, so
Okay.
But also we've got Max with us, who's probably got
Yeah,
disadvantage on
stonk,
stealth
stonk,
as well.
Stealth. Max ain't stealthy.
yeah,
I've got to get
let's
his stats
see.
up actually.
If we're going with the whole trying to sneak in,
We'll try it, see how it goes. Maybe this is the time
Yeah.
when we are like the wind
Yeah.
and we just
Sure.
glide right
Sure.
through.
Mate, I mean, yeah, good rolls. Like you absolutely could do.
What are
This is
those?
it. I believe.
Yeah.
Max is gonna roll great.
He's gonna do fine.
It's not Max I'm worried
I
about.
believe in our boy.
It's me and my 4 nat ones.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
While Mike is mumbling to himself, I'd just like to remind everyone that you have death wards and potions
Yeah,
with
I was gonna say
necromantic
that.
Oh.
resistance. You know, don't.
We
I think we might need those against the Prince of Death.
We've
Who
got
would like
two.
to describe
Well-
Death Ward?
Do you want to use those now, or do you want to save them for
Well,
the?
Yeah, that's the thing. I
Wait
think
until
wait.
the
Yeah, yeah.
wait
Just a
until the-
reminder.
Also, like, there's this fight. You still got to fight Kalara as well.
Oh, it only lasts for an hour, yeah.
Potions
So
of necromancy.
You've got those.
Necrotic resistance.
Resists, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Who would like to
Oh, I've got
hear Nova go on a rant about Kalara to see if we can figure out what of what Max said,
yeah,
what we know of her teachings
Do
that
it.
could perhaps.
Sure.
yeah.
So when we first met, cast your mind back.
Luke sits down.
Sit on a stump.
Okay. So when we first met one of the Order of the Black and Rose, he said that Kalara was a guide to travelers lost in the night, and that's what he was doing. Remember, we met him on the road to Ironwick. Obviously, a lot of things have changed since then. But from what we caught up with Scaldi, she's a life maiden. She's not actually death. She's not the bringer of death. She's a life maiden. She guides souls to the beyond, like with you, Quill. That's her lantern. That's her job. Her symbols are flowers, tomb lilies, the light. Scaldi said, trust the light. She's the god of trickery, twilight, and darkness. She's the oldest, along with Telecus, of the Titans.
Specifically, Kalara's holy symbol is a lantern with a light inside it.
Yeah.
The temples have gardens, and that is what Nightbloom Hold is. It's meant to be an area of pilgrimage for her worshippers. And as you can see, there are gardens here. There's definitely something with the flowers. She wears a mantle of flowers. So there's things with flowers and light and life, in fact. So the fact that everything has turned on its head and is corrupted, the flowers are controlling in some kind of insidious way. Her nights now are nights of death. It feels as if everything has been inverted. She's no longer guiding souls to the afterlife. She is harvesting them for the afterlife. Whether or not she is actually taking those souls further, to the dark beyond, or collecting them for some reason.
Don't know.
We don't know. This is pure speculation on this part, But, Scaldi iterated that grief and sorrow have overtaken Kalara. She has succumbed to it.
Even though one of her domains, because domains is like a mechanical term, it's not so much that Kalara is about darkness as she is about being a guiding light in darkness. So the fact that this area is shrouded in gloom, like this penumbra, is also not right. Kalara's temples almost always have a beacon light, like something like a big lantern that hangs outside the temple at all hours. It's always lit, and so it always guides people. There are no lights in Nightbloom Hold. It is pitch black.
Apart from the Celestial, right?
Even then, you don't know. You've not
Yeah.
seen any light. There is no light there. The Celestial might not, you don't know what's happened. You don't know what's going on with that.
Scali advised us that her priests can summon Celestials as a champion. So perhaps that's what her priests have done. Now, what the Celestial is doing, who knows? But it feels like everything here is an inverse of what Kalara stands for and what represents her. Why is there no light here? Her symbol is a lantern. We were told to trust the light. Where is the light? There is none here.
Yeah. And even the plants, whilst they are not dead, it's not like they've withered. They've all turned black. Any sort of color has gone. They are living. The plants aren't dead, but they are not the same. Something has changed them.
What if we were to bring light to the nights? Would that at least distract them?
So are there, from what we can see, are there literally just extinguished lanterns and braziers and all of this?
Maybe if you get closer, you'll be able to see more of that stuff. But
Okay.
from this distance with the darkness, Hotshot might, because she saw this place before it got super dark. Hotshot might be if you kind of with saying that sort of I think that there were, they were extinguished, but I remember seeing sort of poles in the gardens. I can't see anything in the keep, but we never could get close enough. But in the gardens, there were sort of poles that had unlit lanterns on them. And actually, no, that reminds me. And she kind of thinks back. She's like, yeah, Stave pointed out that the friars and the squires were taking the lanterns down. That's right. They took the lanterns from the poles outside and they took them into the keep.
Interesting.
Okay. So maybe if there's some way of finding those lanterns, we might be able to light them again.
I mean, maybe, but we've had physical, like we've had lights when we fought the other knights, the minor knights, and we fought the undead before. Normal light didn't do anything. Even magical light didn't seem to do anything. I don't know if there's like
Radiant or
something.
holy or...
I think there has to be something more to it. I mean, we had lit lanterns, we had magical lights, and it didn't really seem to do anything or stop them.
Well, it's probably a divine light, something from a believer, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's got to be something to it. It's either maybe it's got to be in a blessed, maybe it's got to be a certain type of lantern. Maybe it's a holy symbol. Maybe it's got to be from a believer of Kalara. I don't know, but
Well, the light she's lost.
Yeah, those lanterns might be the best shot anyway, if they are modelled in exactly that symbol. Maybe that'll be the best chance. And even if they were magically infused with some flame, maybe there's still some trace of that. Maybe they weren't completely extinguished, and we can empower them again.
could be
But it's worth a try, I guess. It's an option.
something to keep an eye out for when you begin making your way inside.
Nevertheless,
Right.
if our focus is on destroying the Rot Heart, we'll aim to do that.
Yeah, leave that to me. Just get inside and buy me enough time to get inside it. I'll take care of it.
We will.
Where is Protector?
Like I said, it might take them some time.
Do we wait?
No, we can't. We need to keep moving with this. Don't forget, there are a lot of Guardians still infected. The longer that we leave this going, that disease continues, right?
All right.
I'll be honest, Lucius. Look at everything we've accomplished. You are the champions of Aerois. As much, me and my team are just scouts. We're not going to contribute that much to this fight.
Yes,
Without you, we wouldn't be here.
Through our guidance, but in terms of what you're about to do, I think Shade and myself, Protector, all the others, there's only so much we can do. So focus on your own plans. Don't worry so much about Protector or me or Shade.
We've done more than we could have ever asked for already.
Not enough. Too many dead Guardians.
We'll bring them back.
I hope so. With that, so I'm assuming you guys want to take a break, and then your plan is to try and sneak as close to the fort as you can,
Yeah.
cross the moat, and then is the plan to use pass wall to get through,
Yeah.
to get inside the keep itself?
Yeah.
Do you have a particular part of the keep you want to get to immediately? Like, so on the little map I drew you, basically you have like walls. There is an open courtyard area inside the
full
keep.
of things, right?
Well, you don't know. You've not seen anything inside. You don't know any details about inside the keep.
Okay.
Maybe around the back, like nearer to the tree.
Yeah. So you want to try and get as close to the Rot Heart in your own breach.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that might draw attention to Hotshot trying to do their
tree,
thing.
Yeah, that's my worry.
We want
Then
to.
again, if a bigger group then leaves that area, I imagine any horde that sees us will follow us away.
Well,
I guess.
I mean, if you can leave that area, you
well,
you
yeah.
don't know the interior design of this place, right?
But it might be something.
It looked like the tree is like in a massive courtyard that attaches to the main temple. There is also a small barracks. There is also like a cloister, which is like a kind of open-aired plaza, sort of like covered walkway to the side of the main keep, which is the little sort of square building to the side. And then it just has like a big open plaza.
Yeah.
But you want to basically go into the courtyard with the Rot Heart. It sounds like that was Nova's idea. It's like getting in the back and then...
I think
Yeah.
we want to find the other entrance as well. So if we rotate round, we might be able to spot it. I think I'd also use Arcane Eye and
Scout.
Well,
Maybe
the
just-
secret entrance, if Nova's going to use pass wall, like you won't need it. It will
okay.
basically do the same job, but without having to find it. It will basically be like me cut doorway, walk through.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hi.
Yeah,
Could I then summon Alnistics when we get in, or before we get in, to just
Yeah, 'cause it
drive
takes, like,
away
10
some of
minutes,
the-
won't it?
Yeah.
you can do.
What would that alert us to us being there?
So that it depends on when you summon Alnistics, where you send them, and how they accompany you. Because if they come with you as you're trying to sneak in, 100% they're going to make
Crunch,
it
crunch,
really
crunch.
hard.
Yeah.
it's like 10 minutes to summon them, so even if you do get in, you're probably, whether or not you have that time, you don't know. You might do, but it might risk that you don't get to do that. The other option would be to summon Alnisics before you begin sneaking in and send them to just try and try and distract some of the key undead. There is a flaw with that in that it might give away that something is about to happen.
What do you think?
What about Elko?
Elko can't fly. That's the only sort of downside.
No, true, but it's quicker, I suppose.
No, Elko
It's
is the
like
exact
10
same.
minutes as
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
same
I
spell.
thought it was just like an instant
It's like
thing.
Pokemon, it just doubles up.
No,
Right.
little Echo is like an instant thing, but Echo is like a little tiny ball.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's
Too much.
being stealthy. For
Yeah.
How long do you get it for?
I think I get it for an hour or until it dies.
I think until it dies. I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm
May
fine.
as well summon it then, yeah.
As long as we got the time to do it.
It's also a spell slot. Keep
Yeah.
in mind.
Oh,
Spell slot. And it's not concentration or anything. It's just. But if you think if it will lure people to us being there,
I think summon it before we go in.
okay,
And then
and just send it off.
if something happens, then you then control
Yeah.
it.
Do you have telepathic communication
Yeah,
with
I
it?
do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as long as you're not too far away, you could leave Alnisics here at the sort of overlook. You guys begin sneaking in. If things go badly,
We need a
you can use
distraction.
Alnisics to try and
Yeah.
cover that. Yeah.
Cool.
That works. All right.
Cool.
I'd say
I'll do
that
that.
works. All right.
Cool.
And then we'll figure out the rest.
And then just so I know, you guys want to try and get to the base of the rot heart is where you want to breach the wall if you get there.
Yeah,
Because I'm
if
just
we
thinking
get
because
there.
I might
was
have to
thinking,
build a
like,
map in a
around here.
minute.
Yeah, and I want to arcane
show me?
eye if I can over the
West
wall.
corner.
Okay, but not actually in the courtyard with the rot heart.
I think so.
Or is that
Well, because we'd have to go through the outer wall first, right? Before we get to the keep.
there isn't the outer wall there is a keep.
It's the perimeter. The main,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Like
The same sort of courtyard as the.
That.
Right.
Yeah.
you want to go in here.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the courtyard with the rot heart.
Yeah.
I'm a shitty drawer and I don't
No,
do
that's fine.
architectural
That's
plans.
fine. Yeah, that's where we want to try.
Okay, so the
and
back
then-
half of the fort, which is basically this giant courtyard and garden built around the rot heart.
Yes.
Yeah, where all four of the knights are.
Maybe. But you want to get into that area, and then that area attaches
on
to
the
the
other
main
side of the
temple
wall.
keep.
Right.
Right. Okay. So if you wanted to leave that area, I don't know how long past will. If you don't leave the way that Kim brings you in, your only other way to get out is
through
through
the
the main temple keep, and then through the main
If we're
doors.
going to cause a ruckus and distract them from the rot heart, we're going to run through the middle of the temple and head towards the court at the south, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As noisily and as obnoxiously as
1 hour.
possible.
The sneaky
1
plan
hour,
is
the-
go
the
straight to the
opening's
rot
open
heart.
for.
The go loud plan is to go right through the drawbridge.
Okay. Anyone remember the Abbey? The Abbey episode?
I'm feeling that. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
On that wonderfully positive note, we're going to take a break. We'll see you in like 5-10 minutes. I'm going to quickly try and build a little map here. So enjoy. In fact, that's part 1. Thanks very much. Chris Trotter's making a face at me. Thanks for watching part 1. We'll see you in part 2.
Bye, buddy!
See you in a bit.
Welcome back to part 2 of High Rollers. The party have arrived at Nightbloom Hold, and they now face a challenge. Having seen the vast amounts of forces before them, with plans made with their companions on their skyship, on their airship, and with their companions here on the ground, they have done their best to formulate a plan. A highly defended fortress surrounded by a moat and high walls with dozens, nearly over 100 undead in the premises potentially that may assault them on their way in, but also unknown forces within inside the keep itself, where the Order of the Blackened Rose and the Grief Knights, the knight commanders that Kalara has personally invested in power, stand ready to protect the fortress against the party, who are hoping to make their way inside to then reach Kalara's demiplane. The party have decided to try and sneak as close as they can to the keep, then use magic to get inside, and then they're going to see how it goes from there. Hopefully, buying time for Hotshot, one of the guardians with them, to do something to destroy the Rot Heart, the great tree that grows out of the keep and seems to be empowering much of the undead in the area. And that is where we're going to jump back in. So,
Now that you recount it, it doesn't sound like the solid plan that I thought we had in our head.
that's you inferring my tone. By all means, I'm just relaying the facts of the situation.
We got to swim across a moat first.
Well, maybe. I mean, like, it's 25 foot across. Like, you can definitely do some jumps and stuff. Was that a mysterious voice?
No?
Oh god, I'm losing it.
I thought I heard Sam, like, trying to tell something. Anyway, so, Rhiannon. What?
The heat's getting to him.
Yeah.
He's going.
Okay.
What? What's the issue?
No, you're cool. Carry on.
Yeah, all right. I don't like it when he makes weird faces like that. Like he's judging me.
It's just his resting bitch face,
Yeah.
honestly.
I don't like
That's
it.
just Tom.
Rhiannon, you
See,
wanted
he's
to
resting.
Sentry, you wanted to summon Alnisix.
Yep.
And you're gonna do that now and leave them here at the outcropping, looking down on the valley.
Yeah.
What's the range on? Is it like got a range? The telepathic communication?
Let's see.
Let's just check these things before
It's within a mile of me.
All right, that's fine. You can pretty much get to anywhere in the keep, and you're that's well within range. Okay, so you are planning to sneak down here.
I don't like that tone.
Yeah.
Shade
Talking about
will
judgy
come with.
faces.
Shade is going to come with you because otherwise they're going to sit around doing nothing.
Yeah.
Hotshot technically won't be with you because Hotshot's going to be doing their own thing.
Oh, they're not coming with us through the pass. wall.
There's, yeah, I mean, no, like they need to make their own entry point. Otherwise, this whole thing is kind of pointless. Because the whole point is that you're drawing attention away from Hotshot so they can sneak in. So they're going to go a different route. So that means
Right.
it is the 5 of you, because we do have to include Ayla, who is here, plus Max,
Yep.
plus Shade.
Yep.
Shade, normally the Guardians don't count actually for stealth checks, so it is just going to be 6
Good.
of you.
Okay.
Are you taking any steps to try and do anything to help yourselves, or are we just going
No,
to go
not
straight
at this
into
point.
rolling stealths?
What's the fucking
No one has passed
point?
without a trace.
Not invisibility, but I've only got
Shade?
2 slots, so.
Shade can't cast it. No.
Someone did it.
It was
once.
Wayfinder who you sent away.
Goody. Straight
this.
stealth then.
Gave them an NPC who could cast Pass Without a Trace? Nah, don't worry about it.
You're helping
Alright.
all the Guardians, Gal, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very selfless of you.
ready
So,
for this.
yeah, this is just stealth checks from everybody, please. And this is a group check, so half of you need to succeed, at least half.
All right. Let's see how Ayla
I
does.
don't even need to roll max, do I?
Ayla.
Ayla has advantage as well.
She has
you have her
advantage.
boots,
Hell yeah.
Doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure 4 failures don't overcome 1
well.
success. Well, Rhiannon, what did you roll?
3?
3 total?
Yeah.
Lovely. Quill.
4.
4.
Okay, I'm a bit better. I rolled 12.
12. Sadly not good enough.
Yeah, it's a 12 from me too.
High five!
12 buddies.
Ayla got a 24.
Ayla got 24. Oh, I don't actually have dice because I
What's the point? What's the point?
well, I'm gonna roll it for Max. You never know.
Well,
With disadvantage because he does wear heavy armor.
yeah.
Got 1 success.
Oh, that'll be a total of 8 for Max. Lovely.
Honk. What's that over there?
Thonk, thonk, thonk.
The second, it is minutes after you enter the sort of surrounding gardens and mortuaries that lead up to the keep. You attempt to move from sort of cover to cover using the stone walls, short stone walls, and mausoleums and stone statues to kind of hide yourselves as you go. But it does not take long before, I imagine, a triple whammy of Max, Quill, and Sentry bumble into, there is no better phrase for all the low rolls, a pack of hive undead. And that is going to be, they weren't expecting you, so it's not a surprise round, but it is just going to be a straight up initiative. I have to go into, I had a different encounter ready to go, so do just give me a second here.
A better one.
I love getting nat
This
20s
one.
on.
Oh, are you kidding?
On initiative. She always does. It's always the way.
Do you remember the backlash we got from digital dice
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how badly they rolled?
Yeah.
Oh, they never roll badly for me. I rolled like 4 nat 20s in a row.
I want to know how many, I'm not looking at it, how many chat comments have said, go back to digital, because
Yeah.
hypocritical if it's not.
I'd like chat to know that I
Alright.
roll with advantage on initiative. I rolled a 17 and And a natural 1.
Nice.
There you go.
Oh,
Still there.
That's all right.
All right, so Lucius, initiative.
6.
6 total. Quill.
13.
13. Can you roll Ayla's now for me, Quill, as well?
24.
24. With advantage, because she does have
Yep.
advantage. Nice. Sentry.
10.
10. And Nova Vija.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. I will just have Max go. Let's just say, like, for the ease of initiative, at the end of one of your turns, you can basically say Max go, and he'll just go then, because I didn't put him in this encounter, so I've just got to manually do his stats. But
flexible
also, it's flexible initiative, but also, it's just going to be easier
treat
that
him
way.
like a guardian.
If he doesn't act, then I'll just have him go at the very end of the round, basically.
Sure.
Okay. We're not going to have a map for this. This is literally out in the sort of mausoleum gardens. In terms of useful terrain, if you guys want to just have like terrain features that you might want to use, there are a couple of like mausoleums. They're maybe like 10, 12 feet high. There are stone fences and there are statues. But in this kind of environment, there's really not many places for you to hide or get cover from the undead, because these hive minions, you've seen them before, they'll just swarm forward and just try and wrap around you. So rather than me trying to do a map, I'm just going to run this purely in the mind.
How many are swarming us?
Right, so this is the next question. To get anywhere in the path that you took, you were going to encounter a minimum of 3 of these packs, plus 1 dead root. So it's currently 3 packs plus 1 of the giant plant creatures. Same rules when we fought these guys before. If you make noises and stuff like that, in fact, actually, no, I would say at this point, encountering them here, loud noises and light isn't going to draw more. More of them are just going to turn up every turn.
I mean, we can see them in the distance, right?
They all just sort of turn and they begin making their way towards it. But you do know, at least here, there does appear to be a set number of them. There is just a lot. There are 12 packs in total in this area. You're going to fight 3, and then more will show up each round unless you choose to try and flee. If you try and flee, they'll probably pursue you. So you're going to need to figure out how you get around that. So we start with Ayla.
I mean, I guess Ayla will...
just assume that she has an unlimited number of them to just run into and just keep hitting and swinging.
Just as many as she can encounter in one swing, I suppose. Recklessly, because it doesn't really have an impact against these things. Oh, actually, is the big root thing here?
The dead root is here as well. Yeah, there is a dead root, which is just the side.
God, I can't remember how that thing fights.
It absorbs.
It absorbs radiant damage and sort of clerical abilities. It can do a lot of poison damage if it hits you with tendrils. That's the main things that you saw it do last time. It also is supposed to enhance all the undead around it, but Mark keeps forgetting about that, so I'm going to try not to.
Okay. I think she'll face that down instead then, with rage, but recklessly.
Okay.
So
bonus action rage, charge into the dead root, start whacking.
Yeah, double whacking on the dead root, which is a 30 to
30
hit.
hits. Yep.
Nice.
Remind me what's her damage?
Max.
Have the character
200.
She does 200 damage.
Hang on, let me get her stats up. So when she's raging, I know that she adds more. So it is. I'll bring the stats up for you now.
200 here.
Yeah, so it's so the Howling Tempest, it's a D8 plus 9, but when she's raging, I believe that she adds another 4 to that. So it's so it's actually D8 plus
I think it's
13.
D10. Versatile, so D10.
Yeah, that's true. It's D10 actually, because she uses it two-handed, and then it's another D6 of lightning damage on top.
Cool. So, bam.
And just give me the whole damage. This thing doesn't
10
have
plus
lightning
13,
resistance.
20.
20 points of damage total. First hit.
First hit. Second hit is 30 again.
Hits.
And 5 plus 13, so 18 damage that time.
18
and I
points
guess
of damage.
dex save
I'm just
as
going
well?
to say it fails its dex save. It's got a -1. I can't be bothered rolling. There's going to be so much going on in its combat. It just takes the full amount. This thing's a big, slow-moving ball of plant and bones. It doesn't really dodge things.
Well, it takes 9 lightning damage.
Another 9 lightning points.
That as well.
Damage. Great. In fact, actually, I'm going to add another 4 to that because it adds her con mod as well.
Ooh.
I keep forgetting about that item. Cool. So Ayla comes in, 2 big swings on the dead root. The lightning from her aura blasts it. definitely has taken damage. Parts of its body, parts of its vine-like construction break away, but there's still plenty of writhing plant-like mass there. And
Nice.
it just kind of resumes and brings everything up. Ayla's turn done.
That's Ayla.
At the end of Ayla's turn, a bunch of minions are going to activate. Just to make it easier, they're going to swarm Ayla. They're just going to, 6 of them are going to surround Ayla, and that's going to be their turn.
Okay.
Nova Vija.
Bonus action, I'm going to summon Tiangong. We're both going to step up to the dead root as well. And I'm going to start carving into it.
Rip and tear.
So
You're gonna type like N V 4
T.
S B
Who's, excuse me.
heart around
No,
it.
T. Thalia.
What's
You know,
her
my
last
actual
name?
girlfriend,
What's her last name?
Whisperwing.
Oh, okay. It's just, it sounded like you were just like, it's Thalia.
Continue.
I'm just going to hit the thing.
Which thing?
The
Dead
death root, yeah.
Yep. So are you moving up to melee, sorry? Kim?
Yeah, moving up to it, and Tiangong as well.
Okay.
So that is 12 plus 13 is 25. Yeah?
hits.
8, 9, 15.
Keep a rough map of this going.
19 points of damage.
19 points of damage. First slice cuts through.
Yeah. Kill it dead.
17 to hit.
17 will actually miss this thing. It kind of bites into its thick plant-like hide, but doesn't quite, or like catches on pieces of bone wedged in between the vines.
29 to hit.
That will hit.
19 points of damage again.
18 more points of damage. 2 blade cut through. Yeah, definitely weakening this thing, like cutting it paces, but it is very tough, very durable, lots of parts to it. You would say it's not even at half of its capacity.
Good God.
Yep. Anything else, Nova?
That's all I got.
All right. So that was when you moved. The second minion pack to activate, there is currently 3.
Activate.
Pactivate is basically going to surround Nova at this point as well.
Cute.
So they're just going to swarm around to the dead root itself. And that is what they're going to do. So we move to Quill.
Oh god, I didn't think I'd be so soon.
Well, it's Quill, then Sentry, then the dead root, then Lucius. Actually,
That
didn't-
dead root is faster than me.
It's pretty, yeah. And it's all quite slow. And then the undead, the minions, don't forget, activate in between, like after one of your turns, kind of like a legendary action.
Okay.
Willy boy.
I will just Sacred Flame this dead root.
Okay.
So it makes a dex save, which it fails.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's got a -1, I don't think, and like your DC's what, like?
A million. It says
it
here it's a
fails,
million, yeah.
Sure.
Sacred Flame 4d8. Boom! Okay, 6, 12, 13, 16 plus 6, 22.
22 points of radiant damage.
Oopsie! Yeah, that's radiant damage.
I mean, it does damage it.
Okay, good.
It does damage it, but you see, as the radiant energy of the spell hits the creature, the various kind of like plants and buds that haven't bloomed yet begin to glow.
Yeah, that's a big whoopsie. I completely forgot about the radiant thing. You know, the thing you mentioned not 5 minutes
Like,
ago?
yeah, quite recently.
I will Shield of Faith myself as
That's
well.
like it absorbs
Okay.
radiant. Tom does not.
So you should have faith yourself, and that was Sacred Flame. So I'm assuming you're staying like what, like
It's not
30,
good analogy.
30 feet away from the dead root,
Yeah.
because all the minions are currently swarmed around the dead root and Ayla and Nova.
Absorbs it like
In his
water
kneecap.
All right.
through.
The last pack of minions will swarm Quill, who is about 30 feet away.
You deserve that.
What?
Yep, they just saw you attack the dead root, so they'll
Yeah.
swarm you. Sentry.
I'm going to move up to Quill and start attacking the pack that have
Okay.
closed in on them.
They're very hot.
It is very hot.
Very sticky.
It's draining.
Apologies for any visual
13 to
artifacting the PC.
13 will hit them, yeah.
Cool. Alright, I'll go for a standard weapon attack.
So no smite yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
So 1d12 plus 7 and then 1d8. But if they're undead, so it's 2.
It is 2, yeah, you get the extra
Sick.
free one.
Ooh, 22 damage for the first
22 points of
Wow.
damage will kill one, and then
Nice.
it will leave the next one on 5 less. So
Cool.
it's basically you get 5 towards that one.
Alright, I'll swing around, go for the next one. 5 plus
17.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know this. These are the same ones you fought before. So.
18 for the second.
18 hits.
Same again.
Tactician.
I think the stalker's here.
16, 17.
Wait, is this Nightbloom Hold?
No, he's making a face. He's thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it. Sorry, what was that? Centurion damage?
23.
23, so plus the 5, that would go to 28. So basically, 17.
You need to shut
Minus
up.
11 to the next one.
What if I dance here?
What if it does?
So you destroy like the first one you destroy and you injure the next one next to Quill with a second stab of Starbreaker. It rips through another one and then badly damages another one still standing, but yeah, heavily damaged the third one as it is.
I'm still
I'll stay next to Quill and protect Quill.
All right, end of turn.
Love you.
All right. The Dead Root. Yeah, in fact, those were all too far away to benefit from it. Oh, I wish you dealt just a little bit more radiant damage. This one will, with Ayla and Nova around it, it will basically make lashing. It will make 2 attacks, one against Ayla, one against Nova. That is a 28 to hit Nova,
Just a little bit, yeah.
and a 24 to hit Ayla.
Oh, that does, yeah.
So you're both going to take. I'm just going to do the same damage roll for both. 14 poison damage, and can you make con saves, please?
Con save.
19.
Do you need me to do Ayla's hit point? by the way?
Natural 20. That's a 31.
19.
19 is just enough. You manage to, as the tendril hits you, you feel that kind of Icarus black fluid that was around it try and sort of get into your system, but you manage to shrug off any of its effects, feeling yourself momentarily nauseous. It can't really move. It's surrounded by Nova and Ayla, so it's just going to stay where it is. You see pulse. All the undead hive currently around Ayla and Nova are definitely moving a little bit quicker. They seem a little bit tougher. Everything else. Lucius, Virion, Elowin, Elanasto.
I would like to. Now, we all know Mark is the best DM. And he's just so giving when it comes to, like, we don't know the rules fully. Now, a cantrip is a cantrip, right?
Cantrip.
Just
Cantrip. My God. Yeah.
Just to clear that up.
Holy shit. So wise.
It's doesn't require a spell slot.
6 years.
So if I quickened it,
It costs 1. Oh, it says if it doesn't have a spell slot, it costs 1 minimum.
so if I quickened it to a bonus action,
Yes.
will you allow me, as it's just a throwaway cantrip, to do it twice?
That would obey the rules. Yeah. It's by raw, I think that allows you to do it. Yeah, because it's casting a spell. The only other spell you can cast, if you cast a spell as a bonus action, the only other spell you can cast that turn
cantrip.
is a cantrip. That would apply.
But if you make a cantrip cost
A bonus
you know what?
action. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not gonna be that guy.
I actually think
You
it's.
can walk through plants, Tom.
I think it's 2 sorcery. I check it.
2 sorcery points
For quicken spell. Yeah. So it's 2 sorcery points to cantrip, and then you would cast a
for
cantrip.
the
again.
benefit of 2 cantrips.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
Sick. I would like to cast Acid Splash cantrip, targeting 2 creatures, so that's a Dex save.
Nova and Ayla.
Which creatures?
I'm going to target the beefed up horde surrounding the Deathroot.
Okay, so you're going to target the horde surrounding the.
Two of those that are within 5 feet of each other.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's
Would you like 2 near Nova or 2 near Ayla?
near Nova?
All right. Okay.
Because she's squishing. Will
They fail They fail saving throws. They're minions, so they fail saving throws automatically.
Excellent. So that's 46 against them. I'll roll it on here. That is a total of 14 points of
14
acid
points.
damage.
Whatever the dead root is doing absorbs a chunk of that, and only they take little damage from the remaining splash of acid.
Interesting.
As it kind of.
Deathroot seems to be absorbing some of that damage.
I will tell you now that they were given temporary hit points. I won't tell you how much, but they had temporary hit points.
Am I within 30 feet of the Deathroot?
Yeah, absolutely.
If not, I will move up to be within that. I will Dichromancy my acid.
Can't, it's cantrip.
I can't, it's a cantrip.
Yeah, but you did say you wanted to cast another cantrip.
Yeah.
That was your whole plan this turn. So what's your other cantrip?
My other cantrip will be the same acid splash, not targeting beefed up undead. A different group.
The only other group is the ones next to Quill and Sentry. Those
Yes.
ones do not appear to be influenced by the dead root currently.
I will attack 2 of those within 5 feet of range of each other.
Okay.
Is that cantrip also a cantrip?
That is a cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is one which is heavily injured by Sentry, or there are 3 fresh ones.
I'll target the heavily injured one and a fresh one.
Okay, all right.
If they're next to each other.
Yep.
And that is 12 points of acid damage.
12 points of acid damage kills the one that was already weakened,
Ding
but
dong.
the other one is still standing.
I just
Yeah, yeah,
remembered
yeah.
something else about the death roots.
Just learn something else.
No, I just remembered.
Okay.
They all explode.
Yeah, they explode when they die.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the minions explode when they die.
No, not the minion, it's a death root.
No, the death root doesn't explode when it dies. The minions
They
explode.
do
when they die.
like radiant. They expel the radiant.
Quill and Sentry. Can you please make
Is this what it's
Quill
like saying something?
3
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
Sentry 2 con saving throws, please?
2. Hasn't 4 died near us?
No.
Because Sentry killed.
Sentry killed 2, and then she damaged the third one. And then Lucius just killed that damaged one, and then injured another one. So 3 have died.
What?
It's a good thing I didn't kill
Constitution.
the ones next to you then. You're welcome.
16 for the second.
16's fine. Yep, 16's what you needed.
19 and 11.
All right, so Quill, you're familiar with this. Feel that wave of sadness, a stack of grief rot.
Ah!
Grief rot.
Yep. Lucius, end of turn.
Yeah, I've pretty much maxed myself out, so.
All right. As Max had not been ordered to activate yet, Max.
Maxtivate.
Maxtivate.
Wait, that sounds really bad.
Doesn't sound
Sounds real dodgy.
I'm going to max debate.
Not here. Not now, not live on air.
Max would
Terms of service.
see. I think that he would want to try and sort of mop up the group around Sentry and Quill first to
Mop up-
make sure that
mop
they
himself first.
can then go and help the others. So he will come in and he will make 2 greatsword attacks. First one is a natural 20.
Oh, Max.
Oh, there's my boy.
Killing it,
And
King.
the second one is also going to be a hit. So, we'll grab some dice for old Maximilian here. So it's going to be 16.
My hot chocolate tastes like celery.
25. Let's kill this one.
That's probably a bit gross.
And that one. So the one that Lucius's acid splash just destroyed with 1 cleave, Maximilian cleaves through not just that one, which was already badly weakened, but the one next to it as well,
freshie.
just completely cleaving both of them dead. And then hit on a second on his last wing, he will try and attack the other one as well, for a total of, that's only going to be 11 points of damage, unfortunately. Leaving that one on 6 hit points. Yep. In fact, actually, that one had already also taken some damage, so it's actually on less. So there's only 1 minion now where Max, Quill, and Sentry are. There's just one of these hive undead, badly injured, looks like it's going to fall apart, still standing. I need I need Quill and Sentry. Quill, you need to make 2 con saves. Sentry 1, and Max also needs to do.
That 20, boy.
Son of an actual
is fine.
bitch. A 15 and a 5.
Both fail. 2 more stacks of grief roll.
Oh my god, I got
5 feet of
3
movement
already.
reduction.
I know.
1, and that's
I remember how it works.
Good. I'm glad. Glad you do.
Cantrip is a cantrip.
Cantrip. At the start of the round, let's have Rhiannon roll a d3 for me, please.
Oh boy.
It's fun being you, Tom.
What's the D3?
D3.
D6, and then you half it.
Halved.
Oh.
Oh, 1 and 2 is 1, 3 and 4 is 2. So a 2 on the d6?
Yeah.
That's a 1. 1 more group of minions from the
nice.
left flank, which we'll say is like towards Lucius, who is currently on his own, arrives. Just the 1 though.
Just a 1 pack, actually.
It's just the 1 pack actually. Ayla.
Ayla is going to continue her reckless
on the dead
smacking. So, where's she gone? There she is. Bam! Oh! Wait. No! It just is leaning so close to that 20.
Leaning isn't on it.
Well, fine. She only got a 28.
Hits.
And I'll do the next one as well.
Yeah,
Which
please.
is a 27.
Yep, both hit.
D10 and D6. Boom! 14 plus 13. 27.
27 points.
And the next one,
I'm going to have Ayla take damage at the start of that turn as well.
11 plus 13, 24. And then 3d 3d6 from the lightning.
3d6 plus 4.
Too easy thinking.
5, 10, 14
Is that with the plus 4?
with the plus 4.
14 points. I mean, Ayla, in a few blows, along with sort of Nova strikes, I mean, this dead root is now looking like it's about to fall apart. It is heavily damaged.
Yeah.
At the start of her turn, though, Ayla would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll say 7. 7 times 7 is
49.
49.
Whoa.
49.
It's
49.
49, yeah.
49 minus her AC of 20, so 29 points of damage, and then that gets halved down to 14.
Okay.
I can do that as well. I've got her
TY.
14 points of damage to Ayla. That is at the start of Ayla's turn. Then she attacks, does loads of damage to the death root.
Kills it.
Does kill it. The
Almost got him.
swarm that just arrived is going to surround Lucius. 6 of them surround Lucius. Nova. At the start of your turn, Nova. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 7, 35 minus your AC.
19.
So
25 minus 19.
yeah,
That's like
6 points of damage.
Yeah. I knew that.
Easy.
I'm just gonna straight up attack. 14 plus 13 is 27.
7.
You're attacking the dead root.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, hits.
16 points of damage.
16 points. Slashing damage cuts through. Tiangong just ripping through this creature.
And kills it.
Nope.
Massively cocked, so I'm gonna re-roll.
Sure.
No, it's hugely
It's not my turn.
It's got massively cocked dice, also d6 dice.
31 to hit.
Yeah. I mean, this thing's AC is 19. Don't even bother. Like if it goes above 19, just
17.
17. Let's
Damage.
keep this as quick as possible. 17 points of damage.
29.
Hits.
15 points of
Wow.
damage. And I would like to. Is it gone?
Like 1 more point of damage there. Is that it?
I'll unleash Incarnate.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
24.
Well, do you have
to
Tiangong
hit.
out?
Yeah, I said right at the
Okay.
beginning.
Sorry. Yeah. I missed
Yeah.
that. Right. Sure. Yes.
That is.
The 1 point of damage it had left is gone.
17.
It had 1 point of damage left. So as Tiangong delivers that final blow, the dead root kind of fades and falls apart. The sort of empowered plant life that was, flowing through all the minions breaks down, and they are now returned to their normal state. Okay. Yeah, no, that's it. Yep. Nova Vija, you done?
With killing it, is there a space for me to disengage, or like, do I have?
There are
attack?
minions, but you don't take attacks of opportunity
Oh, yeah.
from them. So the hive undead you can just move away from.
Yeah, I'll move away from them.
Do you want to go to like an empty space? Do you want to move and engage the ones around Lucius?
I'll go help out Lucius.
All right. That will put you in next to some minions.
Maybe I'll just go near Lucius, in an empty space near Lucius, and then yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll kind of put you. You'd be next to Sentry, basically.
Cute.
A little bit away from Lucius, but yeah, still safe. All right. Quill.
So there's still one here, right?
There is one minion next to you who looks very injured.
Yeah, so I won't take any damage from him anyway because of my AC.
That's true.
But also, do you remember how to get rid of the grief rot? Was it healing?
Okay.
Do I remember?
I don't know. That's up to you. It's in my notes, but.
Intelligence check.
Natural 20?
Oh.
It's whenever you regain hit points from a spell or
You
class
sink
ability.
it and the grief rock goes away.
But it only reduces it by 1 each time you get healed.
Yeah, and I've got 3. I'd like to go.
So that's 3 poison damage at the start, though. That doesn't get negated by your AC.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm going to fly 15 feet up
Okay.
because I can't
Why
get
not?
any more grief rot. And I will. Who should I aim for? I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll just Sacred Flame this one below. So 4d8 plus 6.
It's dead. It's annihilated.
I mean,
It had 3 hit points, so I'm pretty sure on
Good.
48 you do more than 3 hit points. So
just 13.
the Sacred Flame annihilates this remaining like half, destroyed skeletal undead hive minion.
Cool. And I will bonus action healing myself.
Okay.
Which I have here, right here. It's a D4 plus 6, 10.
Nice.
All right.
The perfect roll. So one less grief.
Yeah.
You're at Grief Rot 2 now.
Grief Rot 2. Electric. Yeah.
Sentry and Nova, as Core finishes his turn, the pack that was around Nova breaks away from Ayla and that combat, and they're going to engage you and Nova.
Nice.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them basically shift off to engage you guys.
Boy.
Sentry at the start of your turn, 5 times 7, 35 minus your AC.
21.
So that's going to be 9, 13. My brain, no. 35 minus 21
Yeah.
is
Go on.
9. Don't. You're really throwing me off. 14 points of damage. Really throwing me off. Hard to concentrate.
You're
Very
being a
hard.
bad boy today, Tom.
I know.
Yeah. So
Every
14
time he
points of
does that,
damage.
we should make him
your
use the
turn.
big D20.
He'll enjoy that.
Cast Aura of Life, and I'm going to bonus action use that to give Quill 2d6 healing.
Okay, that reduces another
Ooh,
stack
nice.
as well.
Get rid of a stack.
Nice, thank you.
So you get 2d6 from me, which equates to.
I'm on full anyway.
Yeah, I'll just do it anyway.
More to get rid of the stack.
Do it for the stat, boys.
You get 9
Thank you.
healing
Right.
from me.
Is that a little character sheet you
I'm gonna
made?
stay
Huh?
planted,
Okay,
get ready
actually.
for the onslaught.
No, I'm just tracking my
All right,
grief
so
roll.
that's the whole turn.
Yeah.
All right. There's not really much left for the minions to do. The dead root is dead. Lucius, Virian, Elwin, Elanasto. 6 times 7, 42 minus your AC.
42 minus 17 is...
25.
Thank you.
42 minus.
Oh, you got a calculator.
Yeah, 25 points of damage as you are being sort of like,
No.
desperately trying to defend yourself as these skeletal things are ripping into you with their clawed hands, broken weapons, jagged pieces of armor or stone that they're carrying.
I've evolved.
I'm going to quicken a spell again.
Okay.
I know math now.
And burn those sorcery points. Burn them all away
I know.
before you get to the big fight.
I know. I'm going to cut...
You're gonna say no, don't bother about
Well, it's
that.
his turn right now, so carry on. On your
I'd like
turn,
to
you can
hear what Nova has to say.
No, just when the pack retreated from Ayla, they would have
Deactivated.
they would have had an attack of opportunity from Tiangong.
No attacks.
Oh, from because you didn't move.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, it can only make one attack opportunity, so you can attack one of them. This is the one scattered around you and Sentry anyway.
Lots on the DC.
Yep, it hits.
16.
16. That actually kills the 2. Nope, because they.
1, maybe.
So they would be on
My moustache won't
13.
let me do it.
It kills one injured one and then heavily injures another one.
Thank you.
So there's only 4 around you and Sentry now.
Thank you.
All right, continue, Lucius.
Sorry.
I would like to cast on myself Armor of Agathis Quickened, please, at level 4, which gives me 20
Temporary hit
hit points, but also 20 cold damage to
Anything
any
that hits
creature
you. Yeah.
that hits me.
Yeah, and that will count for each.
Kills.
That will count for each
Yeah.
one. But they will still deal the damage to you.
Yeah, so
combined.
we'll have to see how many of them I can get through before the Armor of Agathis.
No, I would basically say that when the pack activates to attack you, any minion that attacks you takes that damage, but you'll take all of the damage that they would deal. Like, it doesn't kill them
Okay.
before it deals the damage.
Wow. And a level 4 spell is a level 4 spell.
It is.
Continue. So, quickened Armor of
not a
Agathis.
cantrip.
It's not a cantrip, though.
Continue.
like a
I will
cantrip
then
is.
use my...
We've got a lot to get through. Like, stop fucking with his turns. Like, this is a lot.
Captain's Command sword. I'm just going to swing at the closest one.
Okay.
So that is 23 to hit.
23 hits.
I barely use this thing. 6 points of
6 points of
slashing damage.
All right, yeah, you obviously cut into one, doesn't destroy it, but you do damage it.
Just Lucius looking a little overwhelmed, but he's got awesome ice pauldrons.
Just like World of Warcraft. Love it. At the end, nobody has told Max to go.
Oh, yeah, that boy.
Max
So,
debate.
Max
No,
debate.
I've got to stop saying it. Stop it. I forgot from the previous.
He got a natural 20 last time. That was furious masturbation.
Stop it, you.
In this, he doesn't see that he needs to necessarily attack, so like defend anybody as much. So he will move around, and he will engage. He'll come to Lucius's aid, actually. Yeah, he'll move over, engage the ones next to Lucius, and he'll make 2 greatsword attacks.
Congratulations.
First one hits.
Hell yeah.
Second one misses. That was a natural 1, unfortunately. So 10.
Get out of here.
So the one that you hit, Lucius, Max comes into, smashes it with the pommel of his greatsword. It clatters to the ground, but the next attack he misses with, unfortunately.
Lucius thinks he did that, but then he sees Max behind all the bones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just smashes
right,
it to
yes,
the side.
fair enough.
I thought you said Lucius stinks.
Tom Hazel, roll a d3 for me.
He hasn't had a bath in a while.
De toi.
I stink.
A dick 6. That is a 3, so a 2.
2 more minion waves arrive.
Yay!
I mean, I rolled a 1.
Nope, you didn't.
We have to wear suits now because the minions.
No, we're not doing that.
No.
No, don't say banana.
These 2 packs, one arrives north of Quill, Sentry, and Nova. One arrives near Tiangong and Ayla.
Cool.
That's where those
Such a
arrive.
army.
Also, as this is the third
so
round, a new dead root appears.
That's good.
Motherfucker. Whoa!
That's the dead root.
Out of my hand.
Dead root is like, I'll have that. Yoink.
Oh, it's the German green screen.
And the dead root appears near Max and Lucius's pack.
Oh,
Damn.
the worst.
Ayla.
Oh, Ayla.
Yeah, all the ones around you are now empowered.
I mean, yeah, a new dead root, a new Ayla.
All right, so Ayla just wants to run from that one and run from the pack surrounding her and just launch into the other one. She's going to take the start of her turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 42 minus 20, 22, halved, 11.
11.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Got her numbers. You just decide what she's doing.
Yeah, or maybe actually she'll clear the horde around Max and Lucius.
Okay, they are
as much
empowered
as you can.
currently.
Which means...
They're stronger.
They have extra defense in some form.
Yeah, but it's Ayla. And she's going reckless.
Okay,
Again.
all right.
Bam.
I will move her next to Max.
24.
24 hits.
Hell yeah. And the next one is a... billion?
Yep, hits.
30.
I do these damages separately because these ones are enhanced. So
Cool. So 7 plus 13, 20.
20 does not destroy one. The empowering effect of the dead root seems to absorb some of that damage, and it's still standing.
Wow. Oh, is it taking half every time?
No, it's giving them temporary hit points.
Oh.
He said that like
Yeah,
a minute
yeah.
ago.
So that's the first attack.
I think the second one would turn on the dead root in that case.
She has not moved close. I moved her like next to Lucius and Max to engage the horde.
Oh,
The dead
okay.
root is behind them.
Fair enough. That's okay. Next one.
I mean, she's got movement left. She could probably get to the dead root in time. I'd say if you want to, actually. I forgot that you can move after attack, so if she wants to.
Yeah, I think if like,
Okay,
Ada's smart enough.
sure.
So on the dead root, it is 11 plus 13.
24.
It hits.
24. Yeah,
That's the damage.
that was 24 damage.
Oh, 24 damage.
And also, 13 plus 4 damage, 17 lightning damage.
17 lightning damage. Ayla charges into that one, smashing it. You can hear, by the way, the sounds as this battle is continuing. Obviously, you're drawing in more of these undead. They're rushing towards you. It's, they're coming in dribs and drabs. Some of them look further away. You can hear Quill probably the most out of everybody. There is definitely sounds of shouts and cries coming in the direction of the fort as well. So Ayla's finished.
Ruckus.
Yeah.
Hot Shot still with us, or
No,
they got-
Hot Shot left
Yeah.
to go do
They're
that mission.
on their own mission.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more engage Lucius and Max. They now swarm towards them. They become empowered by the dead root because Ayla left them, so they are like, oh, next target, run towards it. Nova Vija.
Yeah.
At the start of your turn, Nova, you currently have.
You said I wasn't near anyone.
Yeah, I said you were near Sentry, and I said that there was a pack that moved towards you in Sentry. 4 of them, so 4 times 7, 28 minus your AC, so only 7 points. If your AC is 21.
It's 19.
19,
Or
okay.
Nine.
6 points.
9.
The other way, yeah.
28 minus 19. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
I'll take 6.
No.
Does Tiangong take anything as well? Because they're off in the pack that Ayla was with.
No, they have all moved away. They all moved towards Max and Lucius.
Okay.
So you can make an attack opportunity for them.
Oh, I will. So this is Tiangong. 24 to hit.
Hits.
Ooh, bad damage roll though. 10, 11 points of damage on one.
11 points. Doesn't destroy one.
Okay.
So.
I'm gonna move towards the dead root.
You are now next to Ayla. Next to the dead root.
And yeah, I'll put Tiangong next to Lucius as well, just in case. But then I'm going to start attacking the dead root, and that is 28 to hit.
Hits.
17, 18, 19, 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. You charge in, slicing it.
Ooh,
Kind of knowing what to expect from these creatures, you now find, you're slaughtering these in vast numbers and holding out that, like, okay, this isn't endless, like, we can do this kind of thing.
16 to hit on the next one.
16 doesn't hit, unfortunately. Bites into like a skull poking out of the viney-like surface of this round bulb.
20, 31.
Hits.
9, 15, 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. The sword cleaves through again, severing several vines, still leaving it very healthy looking.
I think I'll stick.
These things are tough.
Yeah, I'll stick with that for now.
They nasty.
All right, okay. So after Nova, one of the groups that just arrived is going to engage Sentry, I guess, at this point, because Quill's up in the air, so they just surround Sentry. And then we go to Quill's turn. You are 15 feet in the air, you don't take any damage.
Yeah, hell yeah. Gamer. Is there anywhere within my 25 feet of movement where I could get just a huge chunk of these within 30 feet of me? I want to destroy
Turn undead?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically if you... Well, here's the problem, all right? You've got 6 around Sentry.
I've done this
you can easily
before.
catch those 6.
Yeah.
You could catch some of the ones around Lucius and Max. However, they are all being empowered by the Dead Root.
Yeah.
And you remember that the Dead Root absorbed some of that energy into itself and prevented you from destroying.
That was a huge chunk of damage.
Yeah, it did seem to take whatever damage it would have dealt to damage it would have caused to the undead minions. It seemed to take onto itself.
The more I catch, the more he'll absorb.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty useful then. I think I'm okay with that. Okay. So, yeah, I guess as many as I can catch with Turn Undead.
So you can catch 14. I'd say no. You know what? You can catch all 17, all 21 currently on the field. You can catch everything on the field.
Because there's only 21 here. That's like a
all
third of
clustered
the
around.
entire field.
Yeah, I mean, you've already destroyed some packs. You've already destroyed a few.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. I can destroy undead then. So yeah, wisdom save,
right.
which they fail.
No, they don't need to roll any dice or anything like that. So what I need is somebody to do a calculate for me and do 21 times 17.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
357.
The Death
Holy
Root
shit!
absorbs it. They can absorb. Right, this is where. So how much was that? Sorry, Kim.
357.
357. And then this thing has got that many hit points left, which gives me.
Is that the most damage so far?
No.
No, you did like 4 million, right?
Over 8,000.
Over 8,000.
What's it meant to be?
Can you do 211 divided by 17 for me?
12.4117647.
12. I'll just call 12. All but 12. So you watch as the Dead Root erupts from light, as Quill summons, and it is bright, like you kind of temporarily illuminate the area. Everything lights up around you.
Wait, does it?
It is diminished. The gloom of the rock, like the gloom of this area, these petals that are almost absorbing light, do drain some of it away, but it is brilliant. And you watch as the dead root erupts, it like fills up, like it's glutted on water, and then it just bursts into light. And out of the 21 remaining undead, that would leave 9 of them blow up as well. They just completely crumble and disintegrate. But the 12, and I'll say it was the furthest point from Quill, which will be some of the ones around Lucius and Max. Yeah, I'd say it's the 6 around those guys, and then the 6 around Sentry remain. So those 12 stay undamaged, having been absorbed by the dead root's damage. But everything else is destroyed.
It's like the ones around Lucius stay.
It's not.
Yeah, no, they do stay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so brilliant and bright that it's like a beacon.
Oh, absolutely, it is. Yeah, this is
But like a
Not a Stormchaser beacon.
Stormchaser beacon.
no, I would say not like, and also like,
I would messenger ring panic.
I'm not gonna screw you guys over on that. What it is bright enough to do is you hear as 2 ballista bolts waiting for something to shoot at. 23.
Oh my god, I can't even shield that.
Would a 18 hit you?
If I shield,
Do you want to shield?
it's a fucking ballista.
Yeah. So I will say these things do a certain amount of damage against like other airships and like fortifications. Against you guys, and it's the same for the Stormchasers weapons, they do considerably more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'd expect that. That's physics.
Are you shielding?
I've shielded the second one.
So the first one hits. That is going to be 20.
Chicken kebab.
I could.
74 points of piercing damage. As it rips through like maybe parts of the mechanical wing, not enough to damage it and prevent you flying, but like it like tears at like your flesh to the side as this. But then as the light dissipates, you know, you're not sure if they're gonna be able to make that shot again.
Oh, natural 1 on concentration. I lose shield of faith. Okay.
Damn. All right. End of your turn, Quill?
I mean, I do have a bonus action.
Sure.
However, I was just shot by a ballista.
I mean, you can still act.
2 of them.
I think I spend my bonus action getting shot by a ballista.
In that case, we go to Sentry. Start of your turn, Sentry. You do have 6 of these things around you. 6 times 7, 42, minus your AC.
21.
21.
21 damage. I need to roll concentration 4 or a vitality.
DC 10.
13.
You're fine.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right.
All right, your turn.
I am gonna just start wailing on these guys that are next to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's 6 of them around you.
Yeah, let's start reducing their numbers a bit.
Okay.
17 plus 13, 30 to hit.
That hits, yep.
Cool. I'm
DC
gonna
17.
let's do a level. Let's do level 2 divine smite on this guy.
Don't forget, you guys can also have Max go at the end of one of your turns as well. So they get to act
I'm not
before the
saying it.
minions.
I'm not saying it.
I'm not going to say max debate.
No.
Oh, that's not great. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 7, 18 for the first hit.
It's just enough to destroy one, and then a little bit of damage carries over.
Nice.
Good enough.
Right. Again. 4 plus 13, 17.
17 hits.
Nice. Rock and roll. 2, 3. Oh man, 12 plus 7, 19, 20, 26 for the second one.
Oh.
So yeah, you destroy another one, and then another one is heavily injured.
Nice.
But yes, so 2 of them, the divine light of the smite rips through, yeah, leaving a third one badly damaged. So 4 currently still around you.
And who's within 30 feet of me currently? You are.
Quill, Nova. Yep,
Nova.
Quill and Nova are the only ones actually within 30 feet of you currently.
Alright, I'll bonus action. I'll give you another 2d6 of healing because you just took a huge hit.
Thank you.
7 healing. It's not great, but
That's all right. Something.
it's something.
It's something.
And that's my
Certainly
turn.
something.
Would you like Max to go, Sentry?
Yeah, let's get Max to wail.
Is there anything
on.
you want Max to do? Yeah, do you want him to just start cleaving
Just
some of
start
these
cleaving
minions?
through the minions, yeah.
All right, he'll make 2 attacks. just barely hits on one of them. The other one missed, unfortunately. I rolled really badly. That's going to be 8 plus 13 points of damage. Destroys another one of the minions around Lucius and then injures another one.
Cool.
All right. That is after sentries go.
Do we need to roll for poison for the ones that I've killed?
Oh, yes, please. I keep forgetting about that.
Would have taken 1 poison as well.
Yes, you would have. So Sentry, that's going to be 2 con saves for you. Lucius and Max, can you make a con save as well, please?
14 and a natural 20.
Actually, natural 14, that's 1 stack of refrot. So movement speed reduced by 5 feet, 1 damage at the start of your turn. Same for you, Chris Tra.
Getting rotted, son.
In fact, actually, yeah, no, he's fine. Max is fine. We now go to Lucius. At the start of Lucius's turn, the 4 remaining minions try to punch him, and the ice armor explodes around him and destroys all of them. But you would take 7, 14, 28, which would be minus your AC. 28 minus AC. 17, did you say is your AC?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so there's 11. So yeah, you actually only take
I
11.
retain
9 points, 9 temporary hit points.
temp.
Yeah.
Excellent. So all of the things around me are...
Everything is gone now. It's all destroyed. There is just 4 around Sentry, and you can hear the sound of more coming as well.
I will rush up to Sentry's 4. Want to be hit, and I will... Actually, I'll remain range while I do this. I'm going to do an acid splash again, targeting 2 of them.
But you don't. So your acid splash would then move in next to them.
Yes.
Nice, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
So they fail their deck save, so
Yeah,
it's
they
just 4d6, which I'm gonna manual roll.
Okay. Don't forget your elemental adept stuff as well. I'm getting
13.
13. So you destroy.
Not many dice in there.
It's just a dice box is also super far away from you.
The splash of acid melts one of the injured ones that Sentry just hit, destroying it completely. Another con save for you, Sentry, please. And then the other one is badly damaged by the acid as it kind of splashes over its body.
10.
It's another stack, unfortunately.
Then I'll move up to be in melee range.
Yep,
With my armor of Agathis still up.
How do you go?
sure. DC 10.
Yeah, it would have gone.
You make another saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make a separate con save.
Nice.
16.
Yeah, you've still got it.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Max is already gone, so we go into a new round. You, can I have Chris Trock? Can you roll me 2d3 at this point? And Kim, can you roll just 1d3?
Oh, God.
6 and a 3.
4.
So
9.
no, it's
Oh,
2d3, so it's like
3 and a
2.
2.
So 5.
If you round up, but
Yeah.
one if you round down.
I rolled a 4, so is that a
It's a 2 on
2?
d3. Yeah, it's a 2. You have a brief moment of respite. You can see 2 more packs of minions, but they were far enough away that in 6 seconds they're not going to actually be able to engage you in combat. You've probably got like around 2 rounds before they get within sort of melee range. That's what you know at this point.
Are they ahead of us between like us and the... Okay.
Yeah, they're all ahead of you at this point. Like,
Should we get to the keep?
yeah, I mean, you could press forward, which means going through that pack of minions coming towards you, the 2 coming towards you, getting closer to the keep. You could push forward, but you've got like a round here, basically, to either heal yourselves or figure out what you want to do, communicate, make a plan.
I'm ready to push forward.
Should I get our mystics to drive them away?
Quill, you definitely do hear a very
Takes
faint
minutes, though.
He's already...
from the fort.
Well, he's miles away. But...
Okay. Yeah, if I hear that, then yeah, Alnir 6 would be a great idea. Around about now, we can press on.
Okay.
Push forward. And yeah, are we taking like initiative turns or?
Well, I'd say, yeah, if you want to, like, I'd say you guys can all take a turn as you wish to. So if you want to use, like, your Aura of Vitality, if you want to cast a healing spell, if any of you want to prep any spells or anything, like, you can basically take a free turn right now.
Well, I'm going to cast
reposition.
heal on myself.
Okay.
So 70 healing back to myself.
70 healing back to Quill.
Yeah.
Are there any death roots in this?
Not in the pack directly coming towards you, but there is one more in the far distance. Probably, depending on what Alnissus does, You'll have to fight your way through another 2 pack of minions, and then there'll be more stragglers coming in, and that dead root will probably come in with those stragglers. I will say that you've destroyed at this point about 8 of the 12. So there's only about 4 packs. There's only about 4, so that'd be 12, 24 of these undead left, plus 1 dead root. But
2.
then there are the forces, huh?
2 dead roots.
2 dead root.
No, you've killed
2.
2 of them.
Yeah.
There was
you
3.
said 1.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you said.
No, I'm saying that there's one left. Yeah, 1 left. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's about 24 undead and 1 dead root left. But these are just like on the outskirts, like nothing out of the keepers come apart from that 1 ballista bomb shot.
In the distance, can I see Hotshot just clinging to the side of the tree?
Make a perception check for me, if you can beat a stealth.
16 plus my perception, which is 4,000. I got 28.
28. Yeah, I think that you would just barely see it, and it's hard. Technically, that was with disadvantage, actually. Can you roll because of the darkness?
14.
14. You think maybe you caught a glimpse of her reaching the moat and the wall, but yeah, I mean, like, this has only been, like, what, like 30 seconds since you guys first, like, got engaged, so...
As long as they're not being chased after, I suppose.
Doesn't... Could have been a hot shot, you're not sure.
Okay, cool.
So, everyone taking your turn?
Yeah.
You want to take your free turn?
Converting sorcery point.
Yeah, you spend a bonus action. Sorcery point, yep. And is the plan you're just going to charge forward?
I'm
Our
gonna,
mystics first.
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action heal Lucius with 4 of life
Sure.
for 8 points.
Thank you. So that's on your turn, and then
Now send
telepathically tell.
Alnisix in.
So what's the plan with Alnissus? What do you want Alnissus to do?
I want Alnisix to sort of make a sort of a dive attack towards the group that are coming towards us, just to get their attention, and then try and lure them away.
Do you, if now this is more Sentry, if Alnissus flies away, the undead probably will lose interest because they know they can't reach it. So Alnissus could stay on the ground, but obviously that means that they're more at risk at taking damage.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like they'll just disappear and you can resummon them. So
yeah.
okay, I would say that like with that plan, with the amount of time that you have, we'll say obviously movement speeds. I'm not going to track all that. We'll have Alnissus was ready to come, flies in, dive bombs this group of 2 minion packs, and then basically lures them away. Takes a bit of damage in the process. Probably isn't going to buy you that long, especially if the horde catches up with them. What's Alnissus's movement speed?
It's 20 feet walk, 60 foot fly.
Okay, but if it's hovering off the ground, it can just fly normal speed.
Yeah.
Alnissus can basically keep these packs chasing it eternally.
Moves forward a little bit, stops.
Lets them
forward a
catch
little
up,
bit.
and then it basically does. It lets them get closer and then flies off. Here's the problem though. After about a couple of rounds of this, which is going to buy you guys time to run past, the ballistas are going to see Alnissus. And what's Alnissus is AC.
A 13.
13. Okay. And now they're a large creature, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got 33 HP total.
33 HP total. Okay.
Okay.
So
1 ballista.
Pretty much.
unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take long before you hear the beast, fire at the beat. And then you feel that connection sever. But it's enough time for you guys to get past that pack of minions.
Okay.
And then hopefully they're either distracted or they're far enough away that it's going to take them time to...
They don't have like faster speed than us, so we can kind of just keep ahead of them.
They have the same speed as you guys,
Yeah.
so yeah, as long as you keep moving forward. However, as you begin charging forward and you see the great moat, you actually see the moat before you now, coming around the edges, like kind of almost forming like a barrier. You see the last 2 minion packs and the last dead root, and that portcullis is still shut and the drawbridge is up. What's the plan? You can either engage those guys at this point. You can either try and run to the side and get round to the side of the keep and lure these undead on a merry chase, or you can try and barrel through them and just gun straight for the main, the portcullis and the drawbridge.
Can people get across the moat?
You can fly.
I can fly.
I can make people fly.
Yeah. Anybody can climb up the sides of the moat. It's like 25 feet across and then it's probably about 30 feet down. So it's like going down and then you've got to come up again. So it's going to take about 65.
Oh, it's not filled with water.
It is, but it's like swimming. It's
Boggy.
it's just boggy. It's like stagnant, fetid water. It's not going to be a problem for you to swim across. I'm not going to make you do checks or anything like that. It's just going to slow you down.
Okay.
And also, no, carry on. No.
If we were to run around and they were to chase us, they have the inner circumference, which means they could technically always keep up with us or get ahead of us.
Yeah.
So
If they're intelligent enough to do that.
If they're just following us, they're just going to maintain following us. That's all I'm saying. We're not going to be able to get ahead of them. No. I say we plow through.
And the closer we get, we need to get across the moat and through the wall as quick as possible. The closer we get, the more those ballistas will be able to see us.
Hopefully, if we can pass through the wall and close it off, we'll deal with any that get through.
With the ballistas, by the way, when you get to the point where you are at the wall, the ballistas won't be able to attack you.
Yeah.
They won't be able to shoot down. The other side of the moat, they can see you and they will shoot at you.
Yeah, that's the thing. If we get to the moat, we need
As you begin charging forward, which it sounds like that's your plan, yes? You're just going to barrel straight through into the force ahead of you?
Do we want
Ayla's like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, she's zooming.
All right, yeah.
That's barbarian mentality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys charge forward. Quill, as you get close to this pack, and you can see, you guys are going to be able to just engage this pack as normally. You see on top of the portcullis on the walls, Hotshot mentioned, you see a bunch of these squires with bows, and they are all aiming down towards you as well. I will tell you, these guys are also minions, but it means that they have a slightly different
guaranteed
attack.
damage.
Yeah, so
You said the wall is
20 feet high.
20 feet high. Mm-hmm. How far away are we from it right now?
So the moat is about 25 feet. This is me using some very basic spec. I'd say at a diagonal, 20 feet up and about it. I'd say, yeah, sort of like 40 feet, because there is a bit of a sloped embankment on the other side of the moat. I'd say that they're about 40 feet diagonally.
And how many of them can we see?
So there is.
How big of a threat are they, basically?
On the front part of the wall, overlooking the portcullis and the drawbridge, they can fit 12 of them, 2 packs. There is another pack, another 6, basically to the side, waiting to fill in and like try and get. But the 12 of them are aiming down with bows. And you can see that they're basically holding, like they're doing the whole like, hold fire, shoot when we can get a clear shot.
Lucius is going to reach out his arm as he's sprinting forward and cast Wall of Ice.
If you want, this is going to be on your initiative, so we're going to do initiatives, because as you move to engage this force, these guys might have a chance to shoot you.
All right.
So,
well, that's his plan.
all right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to block them.
All right, we're getting close on time, but I want to kind of get this set up ready for next week. So,
Get in.
let me throw together one last quick encounter, and we'll re-roll initiative, because it's going to basically be a new initiative.
Sure.
Come on, that 20.
Oh, sick.
Nah. Forget the
I'm going to rule.
Oh, no, just
Okay.
Hey,
I forgot to add Max.
teacher.
Yeah. We'll use the same rules for Max. I forgot to add him. Okay. Auto roll enemies. Lucius.
5.
5. Quill.
4.
4. Ayla.
24.
24. Sentry.
20.
What's with the big swings between you and Ayla's rolls?
She's got advantage.
She has advantage.
Yeah.
I can use this for Max. Actually, I'll just put him at 1. Nova.
21.
21.
Nice.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Start encounter. As always, pretty much we start with Ayla, who's going to be the first one to activate. So I'd say that these guys are within 30 feet rush distance. Like they are basically lined in front of the moat where the portcullis and the drawbridge would be.
Does a barbarian or Ayla resist piercing damage?
Yes, yeah, she resists all like weapon damage basically. Only elemental damage won't affect.
I mean, considering her ridiculous speed, and she can just bonus action dash.
Oh, she can get there. Yeah.
I'm wondering if she rushes forward and just tries to have the focus from the arrows and the ballista, and
So
just
like it's basically like try and get everyone's attention. Like
kind of just
me
barrel
thing.
through.
Is that
and
something Ayla would do?
She's raging.
she's raging, but she's not that kind of reckless. I don't think she's still a
True.
pretty cunning warrior. So
Maybe
with the
just to-
45,
maybe
like
just to
she's got
charge.
45 feet movement. She can get to the pack of undead, which is about 30 feet in front of you guys at this point.
Yeah, maybe just charge that and just.
She can get to so that it's like the dead root in the middle, 2 minion packs on either side of the dead root, and then about 40 degrees up is the wall, the top of the wall with the archers, and the ballista are on the very far sides, basically looking down.
Okay. Yeah, I think she'll just try and eliminate the horde then to make it easier for everyone to get through.
All right, yeah, proper like Thor bringing Stormbreaker down, like
Yeah. First one is a 27, and the second is a natural 20.
And this is going just the undead minions.
The minions, yeah.
All right, let's do the first normal attack first. They are being empowered by the dead root.
Okay.
You've said your targets now.
Fine. So the first one is a 4 plus 13, 17.
17 points. Would normally kill one, but doesn't.
That's okay. And the natural 20, so I do.
So this is 40 plus another 4d10.
4d10.
Yeah, brutal critical.
Oh,
40 plus another 4d10 plus her modifier, which is 13.
Jesus.
1, 10, 8, so 18, 21, 29,
So 69. Plus
Plus
13. So 79.
82.
82. Yeah.
Wait, what about the d6 as well?
So she gets 82 plus 6, 88 plus another d6. She only gets the one. She doesn't get to
D6.
brutal critical the enchantment dice.
Plus 5,
What did I say? 86 plus 5, 91.
91.
91. And that's just the second attack.
That's the second attack, yeah. Have you got calculator up? Can you do 91 divided by 27?
3.37.
All right, so with the one that she already injured, I'm just going to say she wipes out 4 of the empowered minions right away. With that slamming hammer strike, the critical hit, bringing the lightning down and just blasting 4 of these minions into the moat, just smashing the hammer to the side. And then
yeah.
the lightning blast. They
Lightning
fail saving
blast.
throws automatically, but this
Is-
doesn't carry over, unfortunately.
Blap, 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 blap. 12 plus 4, 16.
16, not enough to destroy them, but
Non-assisted.
certainly a strong blow to the 2 remaining on that side. One flank of these minions just blown apart as Ayla lands, smashing them apart.
Nice.
The other pack will then swarm behind Ayla. Basically, another 6 surround her now, next to the dead root. That's their activation. Nova Vija.
Can I get to the dead root?
You absolutely can. Yep, you can just charge forward and get next to the dead root.
I'm gonna go both Tiangong and
That
I.
will put you in the middle of one pack of minions. Though.
Yeah, Tiangong and I are gonna go.
All right.
Head that way.
Rushing forward, blades raised.
19 plus 13 is 20, 21, 22, something like
Yeah,
that.
21 hits. Yeah.
Oh, 8,
I'm gonna
17.
try and desperately.
I rolled max damage. Holy shit. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage. First blow cuts through multiple vines, shedding these bone parts everywhere.
Max damage again.
24 and max damage again.
So another
same-
21?
Yeah.
Dang.
Ripping through it as you cut through.
Not as good. 17 to hit.
17 does not hit, unfortunately.
I'm gonna use Unleash Incarnate and get Tiangong to have a go as well.
Yep, absolutely. Make the swing.
Natural 20! Hell yeah.
So, normal damage is D8, right?
D8 plus 9.
So 8 plus 9, so
And do you want to add the
17 plus another D8.
4 in that as well? The force damage
All right,
onto
okay, so
yeah.
so D8 maximizes to 8, 4 maximizes to 4 for 12, plus 9, did you say?
9, yeah.
So 21 plus another D8 and another D4.
5, 6. Extra 6.
So what did I say? 21 plus another 6, 27.
27.
Is actually only enough where they're being empowered to kill one minion. You just chop its head off, even though it's being empowered by this dead root. Just Tiangong's blade cuts through, slices it off
Nice.
entirely.
Still, that's pretty good. Wait, how many of the horde is left?
So 5 on that flank. So if we've got a left and a right flank on either side of the dead root, Ayla just demolished the left flank, destroying all but 2.
Oh,
Ayla
okay.
and Nova just took out because you attacked the dead root, didn't
Dead
you?
root, yeah.
Did you,
Alright.
was that last one against a minion or a dead root? Sorry.
I probably would have said the dead root.
No,
to
that's
be
fine.
honest.
That's better.
Yeah.
So 27 damage against the dead root. That just means that there's full 6 minions
Yeah.
on that side, as they're all empowered. Right. Okay. Nova turn done. Yes. Right. The in between rounds, the first volley of squires is going to shoot down.
Bunker.
In fact, and they're going to take. They're going to shoot at Ayla first. Would make sense. These guys, I'm trying out some different rules on way minions attack. Rather than it being automatic at the start of the turn, they basically get to make an attack, and they get bonuses for more friendly minions around them, up to a certain maximum.
Bonuses.
Yeah, they get a bonus to the attack roll based on the number of minions around in a certain
Oh, I would have thought
radius.
they would have almost hit them instead.
Well, the thing is like what it is it means that AC the other way. Like I don't like the kind of reducing it by the AC way. I'm not gonna go into it.
Okay, yeah,
this is the way I'm
that's
doing
fair
it. That is going to be with a plus 10. That's only going to be a 15. So it still deals half damage. Ayla's taking another half damage from that. So this would be 30, 15, 8 points of piercing damage as Ayla's like dodging to the side, leaping to the side, blocking it like arrow strikes with the hammer. A couple skit through and like scrape her arms and things like that.
flexes them out.
Yeah, she basically flexes them out. So yeah, that is that. She takes 8 points of damage.
Okay, so they can deal 30.
Yeah, if it hits basically, and then once that group is activated, they can't do that. Like they can't boost an attack again, basically.
Catches one in her teeth as well.
Yeah.
Bites one out of the air like a dog.
They all fire down. Can you make while we're doing this? Can you just make 4 con saves for Ayla for me, please? So that was their activation. Then it's going to be Quill. I should have got somebody else to roll this.
19 and 18, and and that one, so 12 and 24.
All right, 1 stack of grief for up. Quill, your turn. And then Sentry, I want to try and get through 1 round of this, and then we'll end the episode.
Okay,
So Quill, Sentry,
Max.
Lucius. Yeah, Max at any point you want him to act, but yeah.
Shit. I will do a level 1 chromatic orb on the Death Root boy,
Okay.
which is lightning.
Chromatic orb.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know you had chromatic orb.
Yeah, I've had it for ages.
Oh, okay.
You done that?
I've had that since the very start.
Right, roll it, because we got a lot to get through. I don't want to rush people, but I'm conscious of getting through this combat. 26 hits.
And a 3d8.
What damage type?
Lightning.
Lightning.
I have it thematically locked to lightning. I can't change it.
Of course you do.
Yep. 8 damage. That
Just
wasn't
8 points of damage. All right. So kind of standing a little bit back, further, like 30 feet away from the main line.
15 feet in the air.
15 feet up in the air. Okay, nice.
Yep.
Done.
Yep, that's me. I've got bonus action ball.
All right. The second volley of archers are going to shoot at Nova this time. This is with all of them getting to strike. That's going to be a lot more. That's 31 to hit, unfortunately.
Help me just a little bit.
So that would be 30 points of damage. It's not reduced by your AC because they have to roll to hit you this time. So just 30 points of piercing damage as you're kind of like trying to deflect them and like they're kind of embedded into you. Max is gonna say, like, he's like, I can deal with some of the archers. Like, just give me the word. And you can see him beginning to conjure flame in his hands.
Oh, yes.
So that was
flame.
Yeah, fire. So that was so it's
doesn't matter how
Sentry's
light
go
it is,
because
does
that was Quill.
They're looking at us anyway.
Not after you all.
Yes, Sentry.
Cool. Yeah, I'll command Max to go after the archers.
Yeah, the ballistas, by the way, go at the very end because they're slow. You can see like the guys are trying to like turn them around. Yeah.
I'll bonus action call forth Starbreaker and charge into the pack of 6.
Starbreaker! Yeah, next to Nova.
Yeah.
Don't worry about light.
7 plus 13.
Yeah, I did say that like you don't have to worry about it. Like
think they can
it was only
see
because like they knew a battle was going on, and the ballistas were like, as soon as we can see something, shoot at it. And then Mr. Divine Light over there was like, let's go.
Yeah. I'm
So I've got
just
20
too damn
to hit
cool.
for the first
20
one.
hits. You go for the minions, right?
Yes.
Okay.
10. 18 for the first hit plus 7.
Is that adding your extra D8 as well?
Yes,
for like,
that is.
Yep, so 18.
Plus-
Unfortunately, these guys are empowered, so it doesn't quite hit.
25 total because of plus 7.
25 nearly destroys one. It's very badly weakened,
Cool.
even though it's in its empowered state.
23 for the second attack.
Hits.
3, 12, 20, 27 for the second one.
27 is actually just enough to destroy one of them. Like,
Nice.
It just destroys one, leaving the other one heavily injured.
Cool.
So one's heavily injured, one's now completely destroyed.
Poison damage.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw?
No problem.
And yeah,
14 plus 7,
you're
21.
fine. Absolutely fine. Okay. We haven't had anybody go yet, so that's sentries. Both archers have gone. We go to Lucius. Yeah, do you want Max to activate?
Yes.
All right. Max will move up just behind Ayla, Nova, and Sentry. And he kind of like, and I think he's like been looking at Lucius, and you're kind of like looking at this thing, and he's just like, don't worry about the archers, Lucius. I can deal with them. And he'll move forward, and he raises his hand, and he casts Wall of Fire all along the top of the wall. That's just gonna kill them. Like that kills them 12. Like there is a pack further down, but he's just like, flames of Gideon. And flames just like erupt around the top of it, and just.
Oh, my weak heart.
Okay. So that was Max, Lucius, and then the
Seeing
dead root. and then
Max
the
debate,
ballistas.
thinking about that later.
Lucius will charge forward. He fails his con, so he takes 2 poison.
How's your con?
Grief rot. Start. I've got grief rot 1.
You take 1 poison damage. Yeah, you don't need to make a saving throw. You just take 1.
Sweet. I'm going to quicken a chromatic.
Also,
orb.
you got healed, so that would have gone away.
Sweet. I'll add that back. Chromatic orb.
Yep.
Level 3. Quickened.
At
Level 3.
what target?
I'm going to target the death root.
Okay.
So that is a 28 to hit.
Hits.
5d8 damage. That is 24 points of lightning because I wanted to match Quill's chromatic orb hitting as
Yeah,
well.
so there's 2 chromatic orbs like.
Yeah, I spiral them together.
Yeah.
Combine in the air.
Yep. Dichromancy?
Touch chromatic orbs.
Dichromancy?
Dichromancy on it as well, so that's at level 3. So that is
Are all
a total of
Shut up.
4. So it's 9.
9 points. Acid, I'm assuming.
7, sorry. 7.
That's fine. All right. So the chromatic orb strings in, and you pull out a shard of orange light to throw another sort of blob of acid.
Yep. But I quickened that one so
You
that I
quicken
could
that?
also firebolt it,
Okay.
which is a cantrip.
Yep.
And I rolled a 20 to hit.
Hits.
For
Just.
d10 of fire damage, and that's a 16.
16 points of fire damage. Deadroot is still alive, kind of empowering some of the things, but
Okay.
I mean, you've seen how tough these things are.
This sets it on fire if it isn't resistant to that sort of thing.
I mean, I'd say it's made of plant matter. I'd say it'll take d6 points of damage at the start of its turn. Like it's very big and it's a lot of mass there. It's not going to take loads of damage, but I'll say it takes a little bit of damage.
Cool.
Anything else on your turn, Lucius?
That's
Love
it.
it.
It takes another 2 points of fire damage, and then the Deadroot will activate, and it will go after. It has Sentry, Nova, and Ayla all as targets,
And Tiangong.
and Tiangong. It doesn't attack Tiangong. It's going to go for the things that it's been
Why
hurting it
not?
more. You hurt it a lot more.
Tiangong got a natural 20.
You did, but you hit it twice and did a lot more damage. So it's going to make 1 attack against Nova and 1 attack against Ayla. Nova. That is a 26
Yeah, just a little bit.
against Ayla. That is an 18, which is a miss.
No way.
So Nova, that is going to be 18 points of poison damage. And can you make a con save, please?
18.
18 is not enough. You are poisoned for 1 minute, which is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, I believe. That's the Deadroot's turn. The very last thing before we end the episode, the Ballista.
Uh-oh.
Here we go!
You guys are all at the base of this thing. Its preferred targets are going to be people who are further away, like Quill and Lucius.
I'm twerking.
Max did just annihilate their line of archers. 1 ballista is going to go for Max. The next one is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Is
6.
Max close to me?
Max is technically behind you, yeah.
Can I protect Max?
Disadvantage on the attack roll.
And I will Shadow Martyr the other target.
Okay, well let's see if I hit.
God damn. All right.
The one against Max, I rolled a 12 and a natural 20.
Oh!
So it is a 22. Max is going to use his reaction to parry, increasing his AC to 23. Like, essentially, you go to reach it, and you do sort of like you provide like a distraction as they're trying to aim, and this ballista thing fires, and Max just waits, and he's just like. And he's like, now Sentry, and you like smack the back of it, and he just brings the great axe and shatters the ballista.
Oh my god.
Yes!
The other one, let's see if it hits. It hits Lucius. It was who I rolled.
Okay.
That would be a 22 to hit
Oh, yeah, that
Lucius.
would hit.
Are you going to Shadow Martyr?
I will Shadow
So
Martyr,
as
yes.
Lucius, this ballista bolt is like coming for your chest. You just see the air in front of you. And Tiangong is there and just kind of like nods and then just bursts into light as the ballista bolt hits them and breaks on them, kind of like splintering into factions.
So the Shadow Master's in front.
They would teleport in front of you and,
and then
take this out.
I just put my arms up and then I just see like
you just see the
Yeah,
twinkling
the
nebula.
blue and
basically.
nebula, like...
Yeah. As it breaks.
yeah just
I guess the ballista bolt just stops in front of you and then falls to the ground.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's only been the last thing before we end the episode. For the first time, you see a brief moment of light. Not enough to be whatever Hotshot's planning, but in the great temple keep, which you can now see just jutting out. It's dark and shadowed in the gloom of the Rot Heart. but you can see this great temple and a great stained glass window, and you see for the first time like pulses of faint blue celestial looking light, like two of them. That's the last thing you see. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
Well, it did say that the priests could summon celestials, so maybe someone has suggested someone.
Find out, won't we? But we won't find out next week.
No.
Because next week we're at TwitchCon, so it will be the week after.
Oh, so much suspense.
A bit of a big old cliffhanger.
Next week for those theories.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. That is the end of today's episode. We love you. Take care, and we'll see you for more High Rollers very, very soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.